Two dudes reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Podcast. I'm your host, Quincy.
And your other host, Justin.
I'm going to fix that a little bit because I'm getting cut off.
Okay. Yeah, a little more there. Just bring the whole freaking TV over. Like that. There we go.
There we go. Now people can see me.
Yeah. I'll
Not that they wanted to. But
yeah, no, right? But I'll figure out like a tripod situation for it so that way we can just just sit there.
It's just because I used it last Saturday for something other than this, and so I moved things. Yeah.
It's fine.
Because I said where you sit when I do D&D.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's get to talking. You did not bring out my coffee, you lying bastard. While he gets that ready, I'm doing a lovely geek grind. You can see them literally right next to my face. Right there, next to my face. This one is their Siege Fuel. He's going to bring up an image for you guys here in a minute.
Meant for espresso.
It is meant for espresso, but I only had the little sample bag, so I didn't want to do the espresso because I was like, I'm going to lose so much coffee. You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to get one, maybe two shots out of this thing. So I made a pot out of it, and it's way too dark for me to drink plain. Lauren's loving it. She says it reminds her of Christmas. I love the, what is that's an orc, right?
That is an orc.
Yeah, nice, lovely orc on the front. It's a 4 out of 5 on their darkness scale, which if it's an espresso roast and it's 4 out of 5, I still...
You took a sip and said, and I quote, "I cannot drink this black."
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this
I'm curious what they have that's darker than this then.
I mean, what didn't we
probably did
see another one that was darker?
While we're here, really quick though, this for a bag of this, it's $14.99. If you get the regular size bag,
yes.
Which is enough for several pots. It's 12 ounces whole bean. The 5-pound bag is currently on sale for $59.99.
And our code for 20% off.
Well, then you get the code for 20% off, which is just H20. We have to pay the bills, keep the lights on. And then they've got other things too, but our deal's better than that one.
Our deal's better than that one.
Also, if you have already ordered from them, make sure you use our link to still support us.
Link or coupon code, both still work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they've already ordered, you can only use the coupon code once.
Oh.
Yeah, the coupon code's a one-off. Once you've used it.
So the link still continues to...
But the link continues to work, yeah.
I got you.
While we're here, they do have some new coffees that I want to look. But let's talk about your tea before we get too into this.
So last week we had a
mishap.
a bad tea because I have a huge issue with cucumber. Today is another Bigelow Botanicals cold water infusion is the blueberry citrus basil. It smelled heavy of the basil, and I haven't tried it yet. I did add about a spoonful of sugar.
If that, yeah, he went light on the sugar.
I could rock this.
That's good.
I could probably do 2 to 3 bags of this, and definitely add a little bit more sugar. But
you also stated that this is using better water than you used last week.
Oh yeah, last week I used Arrowhead. We do not like Arrowhead in this house. We were just trying to get rid of the 24-pack that we had at home.
But I'm glad you like it.
I am Cliff Thirst, technically.
That's that guy right there.
That's this guy right here.
The show's the Ugly Mugs. We're just using an existing channel because we don't do just the show. We do streams and other stuff.
Yes, as of the last 4 days, I've been doing this.
What'd you stream, by the way?
I did mostly...
Because I 100% did not watch.
Yeah, I did mostly Genshin Impact. All my dailies and hanging out. And Socks, Goon, Duat all joined me. And we were just having light conversations while I was doing my dailies. Then I played a little bit of Doom Eternal and realized one very, very crucial thing. I can't play Doom Eternal.
You suck at it?
I'm fucking ass at it.
I'm playing on
Ultraviolent as well.
Ultraviolet,
but here's the thing. I can go back, play Doom 2 on Ultraviolence and just go. And I can just rip and tear until it is done. No problem. Well, but then I switch over to Doom Eternal where the mechanics are just so much more difficult.
When we get the PC release for Game Pass, try it on PC, see if you do better.
I might. Because Cacodemons, they are
Hi to the other people in the chat. Yes, it took me a bit to get used to the new thing on them with the whole getting the grenade or the missile into their mouth, but now I do it because I do it with the shotgun. I just do the explosive round on the shotgun.
Switch over. Yeah, it's
which
so
is
much
pretty
easier.
much the only way I fire my shotgun. Honestly, I don't really use the regular rounds. I just because you get 3 of them, yeah, but it uses the regular amount of ammo.
You're right.
So as long as my refill's hitting and I'm switching around between things,
Sure.
it knocks things off steady. I'm doing pretty good with the game, I think.
The only one I have a major like Cacodemons, when they get in close, I was like, I never had this problem in OG Doom 2.
Mhm.
I never had that problem of Cacodemons being a problem. They're a big problem.
Yeah, they rip you apart pretty quick when they get to you.
40 HP on bite. I'm like, and then you have the cyber demons, not cyber demons,
The knights.
the spiders. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what they're called, but
But
I got pretty good at shooting the missile on the top now, and
I hit
again the shotgun.
like what's funny is I hit their big old brain head. It doesn't affect the thing
No,
that's
you
on
gotta
top
hit
of
the
them.
actual
Like,
stick.
Fuck off.
Well, they added the weaknesses.
That's fine. I mean, if you want to add weaknesses, shoot it until it dies was the Doom 2 words of choice.
It's still the words of choice. It's just shoot it till it dies, but shoot it here to make it die faster,
I guess.
or at least make it less of a threat to you.
But a little bit of the platforming's been a little.
The knights are
here
what
and there.
fucked me up.
I'm not there yet because I literally got stuck.
You're not far off from them though, because they show up pretty quick.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I mean, when the Cacodemons were showing up in the mall area,
Mhm.
I was like, this
Yeah, the
area.
knights I think are right after them all.
Okay, yeah, I was just like, this area, shit. It's just a big old bag of shit.
I'm enjoying it. I'll have to I'd probably stream it so they can see someone not die. Well, not die as much.
I mean, if I can get,
I'm still gonna
if
die.
I can get mouse support, I think I'd be a little bit better because that's
I don't know if
another.
it does mouse support. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's supposed to come to PC later this month. But back to Geek Grind now. They've got their
Ooh.
2 new ones. Yeah, these are the ones I want to talk about. Dawn Patrol, Sasquatch Brew, Maple and Brown Sugar. Now, I'm not a big maple person, so I'm not too sure about that one, but I want to get it, and I want to drink it in my Bigfoot shirt.
And you know what? I would actually like to try this one because I love maple and brown sugar.
I also love the bag.
The bag looks real nice.
And then the other one, I'm going to have to
Here,
get
I
a
don't
new
know if
shirt
you guys
for.
know. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah,
Just
look
look
at him.
at back there.
You look so grumpy.
I mean, if you've been out in the woods for an astronomical long time and realize that we have technology that he can't use.
But technology somehow dodges being recorded and photographed on.
Yeah, I know, right?
The other one I will have to get a new shirt for, but I wanted to anyways because I support Nessie. Legend of the Lock. What is this one's notes? It's a Highland cream, so it's basically an Irish cream. Which I do like Irish cream coffee. Creamer for coffee. I don't use it too often though. It's like a once in a while thing.
As for me, I like the actual Irish cream with the liquor and all.
Gotcha. Go ahead and pull up. I want to see the mug on this one too because it looks like that wraps all the way around that mug.
Hang on, I'm bringing it.
Okay, so it probably does.
It does.
We've got another one. We got one of their mugs.
The cat.
It stops. Yeah, we got the cat for Witch's Room. It stops right where the edges of the handle are, which is fine. So this looks good. Legend of the Lock. I will probably this one and Bigfoot will probably be my next purchases from them.
Good. And hopefully it's your next purchase too. I pointed at the screen, not the camera.
Don't do that. That was terrible.
That was very
All
terrible.
right, last week's movies. So we're still doing the haunted, spooky Halloween stuff. And you called Lauren out for being tame,
This was pretty like the
which I
last...
told her.
That's fine. And then this week we got something strong, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
devil movies.
Yeah, tonight's it's Demon Night. We'll talk
Demon.
about that, or Devil Night. We'll
Devil-
talk about
Devil.
that in a minute. But so the first movie was Book Shadows, Blair Witch 2. You'd seen Blair Witch.
I've seen Blair Witch, and I remember seeing here's and there's
Of two.
And then when it finally got all put together, I was like, this is a pretty cohesive story. It's very, very fucking campy,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, okay, I'm here for this. And then when they brought up, hey, where'd that tree go? Or hey, what happened to this? Or the other tour group,
the other tour
the
group,
van,
the
bridge.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I like it, but there was no end game for the ghosts, you know? There was no, I mean, don't get me wrong, Blair Witch 1 didn't exactly have one for the Blair Witch.
She just likes to fuck with people that comes into her woods.
You're right, but there was like, it was like, you brought it back with you, woo,
So-
and then it disappears, and then you don't hear any more out of it until the one chick disappears,
Yeah.
which we don't even get a conclusion for that either.
Now here's the funny thing: you were supposed to see the Blair Witch in the first movie.
Oh yeah.
They actually had someone dressed up as her and everything, but the cameraman turned the camera the wrong way.
I gotta do this. Sorry.
Sorry, the cameraman turned the camera the wrong way,
Okay.
and so basically she was like to the right or the left, and he went the opposite direction, right or left. And because the way they were doing that movie, and the fact that they were like,
One
go,
shot.
go, go, because we're staying in the woods, or we're filming it, we're one-shotting everything.
It probably did better.
They went, fuck it, we're not going back to redo it, and they feel they did better by not showing the witch. So, this one you don't see the witch either.
This one you don't get the witch, but you get little mysterious girl.
Yeah, she was mysterious little girl thing. I think that was again just the witch fucking with them. I don't think the little girl ever existed. At most, maybe the witch was in that form to fuck with them, but I think it was definitely something put in their minds by the witch.
Maybe.
It's all very much the witch fucking with their brain.
Yeah, and I mean, it was cool when they were like, "We don't remember doing that," and then having the hangover type of thing where they're like, "Well, we got the video. Well, we'll just watch the video."
Yeah, the complete put together at the end where you realize what's been going on the whole time.
And it's like, and
So, it had a decent budget, I think.
let's go into the IMDb because it says 47.7 million. I'm just like,
You got to figure studios spend money on stupid shit.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm hoping it.
When
did.
Smith went to Universal about Mallrats and he told them the budget for the film, they went, "That's funny. That movie's 15. Okay, 15 mil.
Okay, and it made 47, so it was a success.
Yeah, success by the stupid standard too. Of it's got to make more than double.
Yeah, double and then some.
Yeah, so
But then again, that's not what people think. I just scrolled up and there's all the freaking ratings.
yeah, 3.9 out of 10 on IMDb, 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, 15 on Metacritic, and 63 from the Google users, which is high for this movie, low for the Google users.
Let's go take a look at Rotten Tomatoes real quick. I just want to see.
The critics are gonna fucking rip it apart, but
Oh,
to be
yeah.
fair, the critics also normally rip apart 18 from the audience. But to be fair, the critics normally rip apart horror movies.
Yeah, they do because
So.
they don't have anything to generalize standards aside from The Shining.
Yeah. After we look at these, I want to see what the rating for the first movie is.
Okay. I'm just gonna look at Pale Shadow of the diabolically clever piece of video hocus pocus that was the Blair Witch Project. That's a fair acclamation because this one's edited. This one has people going back over the scenes. It's not
Different-
that found footage.
Definite camera crew, big cameras, stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's like, and the CG and the stunt work for what limited there was, and the payoff for what it was. I feel really cheated by this one being a sequel, but you're right. If it didn't have the Blair Witch attached to it, I think it might have done a little bit better.
Because it's a movie about people going to investigate an area of a movie. Like,
Yeah.
it was set in the concept of these are the people like us that went and saw Blair Witch and now have flocked to the area it was filmed
Right.
and found out the fucking place is actually cursed.
Yeah.
It's not a bad concept. Although you did point something out. Why is it called Book of Shadows?
Yeah.
Where the
there's no-
fuck's the book?
Why did I say car keys?
Why would I say printer?
But what I will say about this is this guy needs some lotion.
Yeah, definitely.
But 58,000 users reviewed
That's
this.
rough.
And it equals out to 18%. Some tells me those who voted it high is just like, it's one of those movies like The Room.
I refuse to do that, though. I will not give The Room a good rating.
But would you give it a good rating based on the fact that you'll go back to it just to laugh at it?
No, because this is not about.
Because I mean,
Were you able to find an alternate reason to like the movie? This is about, is the movie a good movie?
Is it entertaining?
Yeah, and The Room is not. The Room's entertaining because we make fun of it. The
Yeah.
Room itself is not entertaining. Let's look at the ratings for one. I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just scroll up and you can put it in their search bar. Right there. Bam. You're always so quick to go back to Google.
I am.
And that's
That's a
2016,
new one.
99. There you go. I still haven't watched 2016, but I do have it.
86 certified.
56 from the freaking audience at 401,000 reviews.
That's a lot of reviews. But what I will say, I mean, it was low budget, the lowest of budgets, and it made $140 million.
Yeah, I bet you anything if you look at the reviews, at least from audience perspective.
Okay.
The bad ones, a lot of them are going to be way after the film came out. Because it's people that went and saw it without having the hype train, without having the eerie
actuality.
Yeah, they made people think this actually happened. The actors weren't seen, type of thing.
Yeah, like thought it was a comedy the whole time. Scariest part was her screaming Josh. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
October 6th, 2020.
Yeah.
So literally
a week and a half.
Yeah. What?
Week
9 days ago?
Yeah. I've seen Tampax commercials that filled me with greater fear. Well, then I guess I shouldn't be over at your place.
Ooh, half a star.
One of the most overrated movies I've ever seen. It has no connection to its... You have no punctuation. It has no connection to its story. The Blair Witch will most likely put you to bed, then out of the woods. In this found footage horror film, the suffers from bad... Holy crap!
From bad acting to poor writing and a supernatural monster who is never seen on screen, not even at the ending.
So, the reason why I yelled, there is not a single bit of punctuation.
It's all one big-ass sentence that doesn't even end with a period. Hey, can you hear the fans get warm here?
You got it. I watched this a few years ago, and it is still one of the worst and most boring films I ever watched.
And a few years ago, though, written in July 18th, 2020, still puts that at well past its date. I'm not saying this movie works in 2020. I'm saying this movie works in 1999.
And, I mean, it still... Okay.
And if you know the footage...
I still think it works.
I'm going to say it still works if you know all the stuff previous. If you'd seen all the stuff. If you go on watching this now without the whole trying to make you believe it's a real thing, I don't think it works.
Okay.
Just like I didn't think Paranormal Activity ever worked because it leaned on that same crutch of they were trying to make you think it was real. And I was like, this isn't real. We all know it's not real. This is crap.
Yeah.
You use the fact of it's real to try to make your crap movie a good movie.
Yeah, but then again, that's what pushed it. I mean, you got to...
For Paranormal? Yeah.
For Paranormal,
and
for I guess Cloverfield. Cloverfield did the same thing.
I didn't really get the feeling that Cloverfield was trying to do that because they destroyed New York in it.
Well, it was found footage style.
But there's a difference between doing something found footage and doing advertising like Blair Witch and Paranormal did.
I will say that, but what did this...
Cloverfield sucked.
Cloverfield sucked, but it still got fucking...
I like Abrams, and Cloverfield sucked.
I just wasn't a big fan of it.
And then to find out that the
Drop the camera 4 fucking times? Come on.
The alien is created because someone's hand got cut off in a different universe or something.
Like 10 Cloverfield Lane with John Goodman. Holy crap, John Goodman in an actual, like, hardcore serious role.
He's done plenty of
I know, roles. But I mean, I haven't seen many, is what I'm getting at. It's one of the more newer movies that I've seen, and him being a little paranoid and...
Am I crazy, or does this end with the sound of them... yeah, and we're pretty sure Nuke's coming in, right?
Yeah.
How'd they get the camera out of Central Park, then?
See, this is why I have, like, contingency problems. Like, I would rather have Godzilla pop in right now, because, would you look at that, we're gonna get Godzilla in a year from now? Yeah, roughly. I think we're about roughly. I think it was September of next year. Right? Yeah. Just as long as nothing gets pulled away or pushed back.
The movies were good from our stand. I own them. I haven't watched them yet.
Oh God, yes. Anything that's done by the Toho set.
So let's go back though. What is your rating on Book of Shadows?
Let's go back one more.
It's sent at a 63 from Google users. You gotta go back a little more.
One more.
And it's 14 on Rotten Tomatoes, 15 Metacritic, 3.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
You're probably not going to be happy with me, but I think I'm going to stick with IMDb at like a 4 out of 10.
So 40%?
40%.
I mean, I'm not going to be happy with you. I mean, it's your opinion.
I was entertained, but like it made me think, but I felt like there was no... For all of the scene transitions and the sharp editing and all that, I was like, this is good. This is well edited. This looks fine, but... There was no payoff. I'm
probably going to put it higher than you. Okay. Because I'm going to give it a passing grade. I'll look at it that way. I'm going to give it a 60% or a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Just to give it that D. To give it that... Give it the D. To give it the passing grade. Because the reality is, I think it did a lot right. Yes, it did certain things wrong. And yes, some of the acting moments are a little rough, especially from actors that later on go on. The main guy in this, I can't think of his name, goes on to be the star of Burn Notice, and I fucking love that show, and I think he kills it in that show. And that show has a lot of him pretending to be different people in it because like he's always kind of running a con almost. So it's like sometimes he's a Southern gent.
Was he a secret agent?
Yeah, he was like an agent that was he was blacklisted and now can't leave Miami.
Oh,
Type of thing. And so now he's like running these different jobs, helping people, taking down like con people, kind of like Leverage.
Okay. Another little interesting thing that we never really got closure on that. I mean, I now get.
What?
The sigils on their body.
I'm assuming that was them being possessed. That was like the mark of their possession by her because
they didn't have him later. Okay. Now that I caught that a lot later.
Max says not in the chat. What are you talking about? Get back to us. What are you saying?
I mean, now that I got the revelation of, hey, they were there, like everything was there before, but now is not. I'll bump it up to a 50 out of 100.
Like I said, I think it deserves a passing grade. And also, to be fair, I'm not a big fan of the original movie. My issue with found footage is, while it's an interesting environment because of what it does to you as a viewer, in the mindset of thinking of this as real, it really fucks with other things in the shakiness.
Yeah, because it's the whole
in the blurriness,
and then they turn around the camera, got the snot bubble.
Yeah, which one gives me a headache. 2, it's not good storytelling because it's good storytelling and getting you in the concept of this is someone with a camera, but it's not good storytelling in the sense of we don't get great looks in Cloverfield of a monster. We get a couple, but for the most part, even the shit that's in the subway tunnel with them, you don't really get good looks at because it's a guy with a fucking camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's basically giving his own judgment.
Gotcha. 4 out of
Mac
10.
does say 4 out of 10, more like yours, 5 or 6 out of 10.
Yeah, because it did certain things right. I felt
it made you think on who's doing what, who's keeping.
I thought it paid off at the end when we got the full picture.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there's only one film that I have watched that is not found footage, but it's a point of view-esque film that I've actually been happy with, and that was Hardcore Henry. That one didn't give me a headache, and the whole thing was filmed on GoPros.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that the one that the guy is in first person, so you're running around?
Yeah, he's like a cyborg, and so you're seeing through
his
eyes.
Yeah.
The story was really interesting. You went in knowing nothing. And they did really well at like the different bumps to teach you about the world you're in, and they did through this GoPro without ever actually giving me a headache. And I am very prone to headaches when watching found footage. And this is a man running with a GoPro on his head.
Yeah, it's just, I guess, that fisheye that makes you feel a little more comfortable because you could see the surrounding area. Mm-hmm. You're not like on this very narrow and going like this, shaking your head.
I will say the one thing that that I did have a problem with is there's a guy that plays multiple characters in it, and you're supposed to know that it's the same guy, just kind of a different personality each time.
Oh.
That doing the GoPro, it took me to like the third version of him for me to realize it was the same person because I wasn't getting a good enough look at his face.
Oh.
Or not GoPro. Yeah, GoPro.
Yeah.
So the second movie.
The Carrie.
The Rage. Carrie 2.
The Carrie Rage.
1999, not connected to the Stephen King book. It uses characters. It uses footage from the original movie. Brings back an actress from the original movie. They asked Sissy Spacek to come back. She said no, but she did give her permission for them to use her footage. She was Carrie in the original.
Oh, I thought you were priced to roll on it. Oh.
No, that was the friend that gets the jump scare at the end of Carrie with the hand.
Copy.
That's the one that repraises the role.
Got it.
There's not much for me to say on this movie. I mean, it's basically Carrie, but in 1999.
It is very 90s.
Yeah.
It is very much 90s. It shows it's very much 90s.
It's like they wanted to remake Carrie, but they were worried that because the first one was so good that they couldn't do that. And so they made Carrie 2 instead, which I think is how it kind of hurt itself.
Because they connected it.
And the reality is we've had 2 other Carrie remakes. And honestly, the original's still the best.
Yeah, because you get how, how forward they are with Carrie. And then I haven't seen the remake, so I'm not gonna make my judgments, but I'll take it from what you're saying.
I think the only thing I would say about the most recent remake, it has the actress who plays Hit Girl.
Oh,
I think the only thing about it that I can say it has that the original doesn't is better effects.
Oh, okay.
That's literally it.
But then again, you don't really need better effects to make it better. It was so much better. It was simple.
Yeah. So this one sitting at a 4.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 19 on Rotten, 42 on Metacritic, 78 from the Google users. Google users are showing this one some love.
I'll bump it up about a little above Blair Witch at about maybe a 60 out of 100. It was very entertaining. It was very much dude, bro, dude.
Yeah.
And they kind of like everyone except for the main character kind of glosses over the suicide. Well, the main character and one of the dude bros kind of glosses over the light spoilers. Suicide at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like just right over it, and then you have that halfway dream sequence that Carrie had. Rachel. Has a step behind, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I felt like I was there again," and then it doesn't brush on it ever, and then after all that, then she finally does her snapping stuff, and I'm like, cool.
Because it is boom, 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 boom. It's Carrie.
It is Carrie.
It's hitting the different notes, and instead of it being having your period and being taunted at school, it was the loss of your friend
because of
boys being boys. I think it did well with it when it came to effects. I think it other than the tattoos, I don't like the tattoo.
Yeah, the tattoo doing the growth thing.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
It was weird, and it had like it has a little heart on it. It was like doing like a heartbeat. I was like, that's kind of weird.
And that had nothing to do with like the mythos of Carrie. The effects were good though. A lot of the acting is pretty good in it. Because you've got actors that end up being well-established actors, are already starting word to be at this point. So I start to want to put it probably closer to the 75, but there's a few things that knock it down for me a bit here. And so what's going to drop it there is you've got things like how they connected it to Carrie. And this is major spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen Carrie 2. I'm sorry, but it's coming. The Rachel's father, who's ran out on them, turns out to be Carrie from the original Carrie's dad. But original Carrie is still set in the year it came out, which means her father had to have been closer to like his 60s, if not older, when he had her. So that's already kind of and then they make the whole thing of like she has Carrie's abilities because the man carries the you're thinking of him from Home Improvement.
Yeah,
I know. She has Carrie's abilities because the dad's the one that passes on the gene and whatnot, and so he was able to pass it on to her. And it's like the person telling us this is the guidance counselor at the school, which is the woman from the first Carrie. And so it's suggesting that she knows about like how the telepathy stuff works because she's looked into it because of what happened to her in the first movie. But that would suggest that the world is looking into this stuff and believes this stuff, but no one's ever heard of her heard of people using mind powers. So that's kind of a weird fallout. And then there's a point, what ends up doing in Rachel is a moment of her saving someone and not using her mind powers. And so it brought up an argument or a discussion on movie night. Can she only use the mind powers when she's mad?
Yes, because it is the rage.
But then she throws him into the pool to save him, and she's not mad because she's saving him.
She's mad that she has to die for that? I don't know.
And then the power thing got weird.
And then the fucking ending scene where he's in college?
Yep.
And he's got the dog, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh no, jump scare. Well, and then he wakes up in the fucking fever, and it's like,
And again, that's them going boom, 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 boom to Carrie, because the original Carrie ends with a jump scare. It's the actress that's in this one putting a rose on Carrie's grave, and then all of a sudden the hand grabs her, and it's the big jump scare moment, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, but it's like, why jump scare the good guy? The good guy?
Yeah.
Like, why? That part I don't understand at all.
And Carrie, the one that gets the arm grab, she was Carrie's friend. She was nice to her, so she was a good girl.
Oh,
so
that's weird.
It's a weird moment where it's like, we want to make Carrie, but we can't make Carrie, so Carrie too.
But other than that, I mean, it's a entertaining movie. Would I see it again? I mean, if I'm floating around.
Well, then there's also the one other thing is they bring back this actress. Big spoiler here. They bring back this actress from the first one, just a fucking killer in the sequel.
Yeah,
in a bullshit ass way too.
Yeah,
fireplace poker thrown with mind powers is able to go through the back of a man's skull, out the front of his skull, and through a door and into her skull.
And what's dumb is I don't know why she was looking through the peephole the opposite way. It doesn't work.
You see it a lot in movies, and I'm
like, don't get me wrong. The one that they did in Saw 2, where he was like looking through the peephole while turning the doorknob, to get the revolver click.
Yeah,
I was like, that's a good way to do it.
I don't even know if that was a peephole though. It was just a hole in a door, wasn't it?
No, it was a peephole.
Oh, was it a peephole?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was like, doing this whole thing.
But he's on the inside of the door, so it makes sense.
Yeah. And I was just like, that's how you do peepholes.
Well, you know which one really pissed me off?
What's that?
The American remake of One Missed Call. The one where you get the voicemail of like the sound of you dying, and then you die. So
okay,
it was like a Japanese horror movie, and America remade it.
Okay, I could probably get down with this.
It's
like Final Destination,
kind of
like Final Destination 3, the one where they already have the photos already processed. And they basically
it's 2 or 3. Yeah, I think you're right. It's 3. Because that's the one where she also finds like the photo of Lincoln with the line through his head and whatnot.
And they're like, what? Yeah. Everything's connected from the photos.
Find out what happened. The weird moment in that one was always that they were like, even this, and they showed a photo of the Twin Towers and had a shadow of a plane on it. And I was like, whoo, okay.
Yeah, a little bit much.
But Sock says this call has a catchy ringtone. Also, Devil Gene, huh? Tekken vibes. Yeah, Dad's getting ready to throw you off a cliff because he's the strongest.
Usidiago.
But with the One Missed Call death, it's the cop, and he goes to look through the peephole to see, and like it's the ghost that's killing them. Basically, is coming to kill them because it can't get them because they like shut their phones off. I don't know. I don't remember. And she stabs with a knife through the peephole, and it sticks through maybe an inch on the other side of the door, and his face wasn't against the door. He was still like approaching the peephole to look through it. So like, you're lucky if the tip of the knife hit him in the eye. It fucking killed him.
Head explode, everything?
No, he just died. He fell on the ground dead, and he's dead at the end of the movie. It was stupid and shitty.
Okay.
Hopefully Socks remembers, because she's talking about the movie.
All right.
But so yeah, where'd you put this one on its rating again? I don't remember.
This one was a little higher than Blair Witch. I put it at a 6 out of 10.
Okay, yeah,
60 out of 10.
I'm probably gonna keep it in the 60 range because a lot of it wants me to say high, but I gotta go low with it.
That's fine. We're gonna talk about the thing I've been streaming the last.
Before we do that, we gotta talk about tonight's movies.
Oh, that's right.
Tonight's movies is Devil Knight. Sock says hashtag horror film sharp knives. So we're doing Devil Knight. We're doing The Omen. We're gonna do the original. There was a lot of debate between the original and the remake because they're almost identical. They just kind of shake things up a little bit with like how death scenes occur. It's still the same deaths, but they kind of occur differently. And personally, I feel they're executed better in the remake. We decided to go with the original.
Cool.
And the other one is The Exorcist 3, also known as Legion. Basically, Exorcist 2 happened. Everyone fucking hated it. The guy that wrote the book that The Exorcist is based off of came back and wrote The Exorcist 3 movie and made it. And it's a good movie, but still really has nothing to do with The Exorcist 1, like other than like one character carryover. So
that's a collar pull. It's just, hey, we're not connected, but
then get this. The Exorcist franchise goes on to make, I think, 2 prequels. They make a prequel and it didn't get received well, so they reshot parts of it and re-released the prequel slightly different, and it still didn't go over well. And now they've got the Fox TV show that takes place after the original movie, like years down the line, where it's like the girl Reagan from the original is growing up with her own kids now, and now Pazuzu's after them.
Pazuzu.
Captain Howdy.
All right, but
yeah, what have you been streaming?
I've been streaming. Wow, I've been streaming a lot of Genshin Impact, and I just pulled this card yesterday. I'm loving it. I have zero problem with continuing.
We talked about it last week, right?
We did.
Okay.
And it's right now made 100 million. We talked about it last week, saying it was 60. Now it's up to 100 million. That means that's an additional 40 million.
We talked about it last week. They made $40 billion. They owe us a check.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm gonna send them an email.
Yeah. Hey, help us.
We talked about you. You made money. That's how this works.
That is how this works. Word of mouth. But this character is a strange creature. She has strange ears. In her voice lines, she talks about ears. Yeah, she has these weird ears right here, and she talks about them in her voice.
I think
lines.
those on the side are the ears.
Oh, these here. She tries blending it in with her hair.
They are kind of weird.
Yeah, she tries to hide them, and I'm like, okay, so all the characters have some.
Someone didn't turn their sound off.
I had to leave it on. Sorry. You can make all the faces you want.
I'll make fun of you mercilessly forever.
That's fine. I had to leave it on just in case. So I pulled this card. I'm gonna level her up. I see zero problem with putting money toward this game. I put $5 on just so I can make the rolls to get this card.
I mean, I only have one game that I put any money into, and that's Marvel Strike Force, and that's very seldom. But when they do a deal, for me, the game is worth it for me too. I mean, I play months of this game without spending any money. Every now and then they get $2 out of me. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I used to buy donuts in Simpsons, but that was mostly because I'd fuck up and hit the buy button because I didn't have. There's a setting thing you could change where it confirmed your purchase before you actually did it. Ooh. So before it used to be like you just did the fucking purchase. But I don't even play that game anymore. Sock says she's pretty sweet. So
sucrose. Do you know what sucrose is? Sugar.
Okay, I was gonna say something in a drink, and I was gonna say like. Kind of like corn syrup, so I wasn't gonna be too far off.
Yeah, it's a type of sugar.
Gotcha.
And bam! Speaking of Genshin Impact, we're also getting a new region that will arrive in December, and I'm excited. It's gonna be the Dragon Spire. I just don't know what it's gonna have anything to do with that, but it's gonna be in December, so we still got another month and a half for you to catch up and get to what is right now endgame. Get those characters leveled up. There's right now an event going on called Cooperation Crucible.
How pissed would you be if I downloaded it and pulled her right off the bat?
I wouldn't be mad. Like I got Kiki, man. I'm set. The only one I want right now is Diluc, the Fire Greatsword user. I mean, that's about it. If you pulled Diluc, I'd be like, oh, I would like to, co-op with you one of these times, But I wouldn't be.
We're doing an event in Marvel right now where we're trying to get Scream, the symbiote.
Okay.
They just introduced her. And we've got a show-off chat in our Discord for it. And everyone's showing, they're getting these massive pulls. And I'm over here getting 2-3 shards. And I'm like, it's okay, I'll get there eventually. And I finally got her, but I'm still getting bad pulls. And I just was talking about it, and the rest of the alliance is like, it'll be your turn. The RNGesus will get to you and help you out. I'm like, we're on an alliance, guys. You guys having it still makes me happy. Because that means I still get to win raids and wars and stuff because you guys are fighting along next to me. I don't need her that bad.
Yeah, your numbers are higher than my numbers, but we're working with each other, not against each other.
Yeah.
But good news all around.
Sock says she'd be mad if I got her right off the bat.
That's fine.
I'm going to download it just to do my first pull.
That's you get 2.
Okay, my first 2 pulls.
Yeah, you get 2 generalized pulls if you continuously come on. But it is a very fun game. It's very much an MMO, but single player. You can go online. With the Elemental Crucible, it really pays you. It kind of like pays you to play in character experience, because that is kind of one of the harder things to get. So hop on the. I believe that event's going to be going for another week, if I'm not mistaken. It's either 5 days or a week, and I recommend it highly.
So the arrival date for the new thing is December 23rd, right?
Yes, December 23rd, Dragon Spiral will be accompanied by a related event, which I think it's going to be. If it's going to have anything to do with Dragon, we're going to probably get this character here, Venti, for free, because every event comes with a free character. This week or this month's character was Zhang Li. I cannot remember her name. It is very much a Chinese name.
And then it says that February 2021 is when version 1.3 will launch and add Lantern Rite events.
I don't know anything about it, but I'm excited for everything.
That's kind of my thing. People in my Marvel Strike Force thing. Go ahead.
You said you've always wanted to play Breath of the Wild, right?
Yes.
What if I told you this was Breath of the Wild?
It's not though.
What if it is?
But it's not.
What if it plays better then?
But it's not Breath of the Wild.
But it plays better than Breath of the Wild.
That's fine. I want to play Breath of the Wild.
That's fine too. I do too.
But what I was gonna say before is I've got a lot of people that because I'm in like a couple Facebook pages where it's like they talk about new events and stuff like that and the Marvel Strike Force thing. Everyone's bitching about the new events. There's so much new content. I don't want more content.
A lot of people want content.
And it's like, why would you not want content?
Ooh, that's very
so them giving you something in December and then them giving you something else in February? That sounds fucking great to me.
That's great.
I think they're running it right.
Well, let's see. We got one coming in November, about a month.
I didn't see that.
A month from now, and then we're getting one in December, and then we're getting one in February. Okay, so it's like, I'm not mad. That means an update a month.
No, January gets skipped.
Well, it says from 1.1 in November, and then 1.3 in February, and then December. Something tells me we'll get something in January.
Well, I'm assuming December would be called 1.2.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh well. But even
and how do you say the company name?
MiHoYo?
MiHoYo.
Their freaking their slogan is something about otakus. Where is it? I just want to look at that real quick. Slogan.
And we want to thank IGN for having the article that we were featuring on the image here.
Literally, when you launch the game, it says tech otakus can save the world. Like they're well aware. They did only make pretty much mobile games, and this is their first like venture further. Like this is free on PS4 right now. This is free on PC, and it is also free on PC. So it's a free to play game that you don't need to put money on, but they are still making money.
Oh, we missed a couple things from Socks just talking about making emergency food into gingerbread.
Okay, so there's a meme that's in this game.
You talked about it last week.
Did I?
Yeah, emergency food.
Yeah, emergency food. Yeah, turn this into emergency food. If you don't have that in your head that you want to turn this into food, then you have more problems than. Just pulled up an image of them sitting in a bowl of ramen.
The game's Chinese, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I get that the game's Chinese, but I watch anime, which is technically Japanese, but I'm used to things like this. I mean, there's a guy that sticks a gun in his ramen because he thinks it's better.
It will make it better.
If people wanting to eat a character, it doesn't surprise me.
The Paimon burrito.
So, for a company that does mobile games, I mean, what was it, 100 million?
100 million in 2 weeks.
It's pretty amazing, you know. And there's no shame in doing mobile games. If I could do it, I'd do it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's got a phone. You got phones, don't you? Everyone has a phone, so it makes sense to put your content there. Now, being a company that doesn't do mobile games, and everyone says we want a new console PC game, and your response is we're doing a mobile game, fuck what you want, isn't exactly the way to treat your audience. So.
Yeah. Thanks, Blizzard. Speaking of weird, creepy shit.
Yeah.
Anyone remember this commercial?
Well, it's becoming more relevant now, I feel.
Yeah.
PlayStation just announced their new update.
And you have to accept it in order to sign in.
Yep. So this update will be coming to PlayStation 4. It is technically a PlayStation 5 thing, but they're launching it on the 4 first. So it's the PlayStation 4 firmware, which launched yesterday. It's update 8.00, which includes initially the unannounced feature, So that tells me they hid it from us. Sony now has the right to record your audio chats, which basically, if you're playing online with someone or fucking watching Netflix with someone and you're using the audio chat section, I don't know what it's called on PlayStation. On Xbox, it's party.
Yeah, it's like a voice chat.
If you're using that section of the PlayStation, they will record it. And then you can choose to send it to them for moderation review. This update is coming to the PlayStation 5, and it's just one of the things they're doing with the PlayStation 5 that is like this, I think. So here's a quote from them. Voice chat recording for moderation is a feature that will be available on PlayStation 5 when it launches and will enable users to record the voice chats on PlayStation 5 and submit them to the moderated review. The pop-up you're seeing on PlayStation 4 right now is to let you know that when you participate in a chat with a PlayStation 5 user post-launch, they may submit those recordings from PlayStation 5 consoles to Sony Interactive Entertainment.
So what you're telling me is Big Brother is watching.
Big Brother is listening.
Big Brother is watching and listening.
Now, obviously, this is bothering people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. This has been a thing since Skype. This has been a very major player, but on a lesser scale. It is when you want to report someone in a massive group that comes in, like if someone popped into my Discord channel, started rambling on and on and on, and I reported them for that, Discord can go into the server and be like, I'll pull this little bit of audio and utilize it against this person because, heresy of, I reported this person. Oh, why'd you report this person? He said the N-word. Do you have proof?
No. I get that concept, but that's not needed for the PlayStation in the sense of how many big group chats anyone can join are there. There aren't any. You have to send an invite to talk to someone.
Correct. You have to be invited or asked to join.
So if I invite someone or I'm asked to join a party and the person in there is a shithead, I'm just not going to talk to them again.
Yeah. And also if they're being invited into your thing, you can, or if it's your chat and you invite them and then they turn into a douchebag, you can block them. Like there's not a lot there. But for like public servers like Discord or
makes more sense.
Certain Skype groups, I know there were some, but I'm just using them as a reference. That becomes a little more difficult to maintenance and monitor.
Now, what really bothers me is in their statement, they say that this is so that they can find people that are being vulgar or offensive.
Look at their usernames.
And my first thing is, so vulgarity is an issue. What is vulgar to one person is just regular speech to another.
Yeah.
Unless you're saying very specific things, what's the line? Where do we decide? If I say, fuck, because I died, or I say, shit, fucking lag,
or I'm
am I being
overthrowing
vulgar?
The government because I'm playing Watch Dogs.
Or that. If I say, fucking lag, am I being vulgar? Is PlayStation going to decide I have broken their rules?
I don't know. It's going to be weird because I guess you have to submit it, but the way that they're wording it is so bizarre.
Also, with the offensive thing, if I'm talking and I say, Venom is a piece of shit film, stop trying to force your crap universe on us, Sony. Am I being offensive to them? Are they gonna block me? Did I just lose my PlayStation rights?
Even if you did, oh well.
I don't play it anyways. I don't like this. A lot of people are taking issue with it.
I'm chaotic neutral on it. I do like that they're being a little bit more inclusive to bringing down toxicity. I just think that there's better ways of doing it.
This is the same company that has yet to fix the mass amounts of spam messages that I fucking get. And I understand I can just set it up to not allow messages to come in from anyone that aren't friends. That's not the point. The point is there's a severe fucking spam problem on PlayStation, and instead of fixing that, they went, we're going to record your conversations.
Y'all got phones, right?
Yeah, let's go ahead and spend $700 to play a game on the PlayStation 5 so you can listen to us. And I live in America. I've already got the NSA listening to me. I don't need Sony doing it now, too.
I wonder if the FBI agent who's watching this right now is going to be having a good old time.
I bet you anything he's probably pissed that Sony's recording him.
Let me do this just so it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about something fun.
We'll
Yeah,
do the
this is
events.
fun.
We'll do the
Yeah.
events. We'll do the
Do some
events.
events.
So
I haven't played.
I played Warframe for a little bit, way long time ago, back when Frost Prime was one of the very few primes that were available. I do like Warframe. Warframe is very fun. I just don't think I'll go back personally for it. And it comes with a nice little trailer. It is, of course, very much what do they call it? Universal Movies style, where the
Movie
title
Monster,
screen,
the
Movie Monster,
Hammer film.
yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
This is their Halloween event, is what he's trying to get
And
at.
I like the sprays. The sprays look nice. The creatures look pretty cool, like a crown of glass
Stabbed into her head.
Yeah.
It's not even like built out of glass. They're just chunks slammed into her head.
Yeah, and I mean, I still have my Frost Prime. I would like to go back and start doing all of the events and whatnot, but you fall behind. You fall behind for 2 seconds. You are so far behind.
Ever evolving world.
Yeah, so I'm just like, fuck. So there's a lot I would need to catch up on because of all these extra things. But good news, you get a whole lot of really interesting individuals. You get some good glyphs, some great gear, some new weapons that have been announced.
So yeah, this is all they've got the Infested Moon, which is their newest hub that everyone already says is pretty fucking scary. You've got living morse of flesh and decay, and they're now adding in extra shit because it's Halloween time.
Yeah, like there's a whole lot of new sigils, some new skins. Like I'm looking at this, like this is off of their website, which I will thank them for. But this is a lot. Like usually it's maybe 4 paragraphs at most. This is some pretty big numbers here.
And I'm sure you repeatedly scrolling through that fast shit is not giving anybody epilepsy.
Nope.
So they're saying glyphs, skins, and blueprints will be available November 9th at 2 p.m. Or sorry, am I getting that wrong? Are available? Players can unlock them until November 9th at 2 p.m.
Until.
Sorry,
I was gonna be like
the until part.
A Halloween event after Halloween.
After. Well, I mean, Simpsons have done it. Simpsons did it. There's also Whispering Neverus Mobile, which allows players to listen to a radio-style drama tale narrated by the character called Grandmother, which sounds fucking amazing to me. Remastered lighting, textures on console, as well as changes to the new Axaku Warframe. Xaku.
Zaku.
Okay.
Apparently this one's really good with anything that has shields. It goes through it and all that nonsense. I mean, I don't know 100% about it. I know Goon's probably gonna listen to this later on and start yelling at me about that. I don't, bro, I don't know Warframe.
There's also new skins for the Necromace and Volsapod. New tools, Heart of Demons, or Diamos, Heart of Diamos. All kinds of shit going on. I wish I knew more about Warframe so I could talk about this a little bit more. Maybe I'll one of these days just dive in a little bit just to get a feel for it, because we do have a lot of Warframe news that comes up that I normally kind of skip over because I don't play it. But with it being Halloween time, I wanted to focus on the events because I personally, any way to get a game to really jump to my attention is to do Halloween events or Christmas events, even Thanksgiving event. Hell, EverQuest used to make turkeys that you could hunt in November.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. But that looks great. But then, boom.
Yeah, Destiny 2.
This is all yours. I have nothing.
So we know that they were delaying the expansions, but there's a new raid that will launch for Beyond Light. It's set for November 21st. About a week after the expansion launches, and that's the Beyond Lights expansion. Now, with that though, let me get down to it here. We're getting a free next gen upgrade in December. So people that have bought it for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 will now be able to upgrade it over for free to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So
once again, I just want to make it well aware that most of the developers that are doing that have to state that.
Yeah.
Which is another little issue of mine. Like, I'm glad that they're saying it, don't get me wrong, but it's just the fact that they need to say it.
But it's because so many companies out there aren't.
I know.
Look at Rockstar. You really think Red Dead 2 is going to be free on PlayStation 5 and Xbox? No, you're going to have to buy it again. They did the same thing with GTA. GTA 5 dropped right before the new Xbox. Everyone bought it on the Xbox 360, and then they released a version for the Xbox One rather than upgrading.
I just don't get it. You're alienating your entire audience to basically buying the same game
But
4
people do
fucking
it.
times.
Who are the fucking people out there buying thousands of dollars in shark cards that keeps them from making any... that
Actual
actually
shark
made
cards.
them cancel the DLC for Grand Theft Auto... is it 5? Yeah, it's 5. They actually canceled the DLC for 5 because they realized they were making more money off of shark cards than they would selling a DLC.
I mean, I'll admit, I bought the game twice. One on super fucking low sale and one at launch. Just because I had the money at the time. And I was like, I was interested at the time.
Someone gave me a copy for the 360, but all my friends bought the 1 edition. So eventually I did buy the 1 for the 1, but I bought it on sale. Because I was like, I already own the game. I'm not going to spend $60 to get a game I own just because I want to play online with my friends.
Right. And then...
And the online mode wasn't even worth $60 anyways.
Yeah, and then the open and closed is about... 6 months ago? We got it for free through Epic Store?
Yeah, I think so.
And I was like, what? I don't need an... I don't get me wrong, I'm not going to buy it, but I wouldn't. I would not lean toward doing that. That just sounds like a real bad business plan.
I have respect for the companies that are doing the upgrades though, because they don't have to and they're choosing to.
You're right.
So no, you're fine. So back to this. Bungie will launch the upgrade for the next generation version in December the 8th.
Oh.
On PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Studio announced Thursday though that the people that own it on PlayStation 4 and Xbox will be able to upgrade to the next gen version. But I do believe they're also doing it to where it's technically backwards compatible so that you can use the current disc. It's not like you're having to get a code because you own the disc or anything. You just pop the disc in.
And it just gives you the...
And I think it runs the
renders?
update, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Let's
right.
see.
So it's just basically showcasing you own it, no problems.
Yeah, so it's actually part of Microsoft's Smart Delivery program. So Xbox players will automatically download the appropriate version of for whatever console they have. After the upgrade, it'll run 60 frames per second on all next-gen consoles.
It better.
However, the resolution will be different depending on which console you're using.
Oh, that is strong Basil.
The game will run at 4K on the PlayStation 5, but only at 1080p on the Xbox Series S, which, unless you have a 4K TV, doesn't matter anyways. All TVs do 1080, not all TVs do 4K.
I mean, 4K TVs right now are starting to steadily decrease in cost.
But if you just bought a $700, not $700, but if you just bought the $600 PlayStation,
you're right.
You're going to go out and also buy a 4K TV?
I mean... You're right, but I'm also saying that right now they're not that expensive, like $230 for I think 50-inch 4K TV, smart TV, I might add.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not out of the question; it's just out of the budget for right now.
Sorry, I read my own notes wrong. The PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X will both run at 4K. It's the Series S, the digital-only console, that'll run at the 1080.
Oh, that's fine.
So
I'm okay with that.
All 3 consoles will support faster load times.
God, I hope so.
And cross-generation play. Not just platforms.
Yeah.
I'm assuming platforms as well, but actual generation play, which means I don't have a Series X. Say my buddy James went out and bought one.
He can still play with you.
He would still play with me.
That's good.
Which is amazing.
I mean, it's the same servers essentially. It's just he's going to be able to get into the server before you.
Now tell me if you don't understand what this means. It said and a field of view slider on their announcement.
Okay. So field of view.
Okay.
We as humans have an average
peripherals. Okay.
Of I think it is 100.
I can see this one flipping me off. I can't see this one.
Okay. Well, then that's just blind spots. But we have I believe it says 140.
Okay.
In an average of looking forward and seeing peripheries. Video games usually have it set to where you only see 90 average.
Okay.
Call of Duty started doing it to where you can turn it up a little bit. I usually turn mine up to like a 110 because what it does is it turns the flat image into a more rounded image and pulls it back.
Gotcha.
So you can see
On the
the
sides.
bears a little bit on the sides.
They're saying that it'll be more like what the PCs running Destiny 2 at for their field of view.
Oh, good. I love games that have those. I mean, don't get me wrong. I usually just set it to the same thing over the course of all my games. The only thing that I would ever like pull back the field of view slider on is probably games like Blood, just because it's meant to be that. It's not meant to have the rounded. I don't care about seeing the freaking cultist way over there on the right when I'm worried about the freaking 20 zombies in front of me.
Yeah.
It's
They also stated that you may see variations in load times, but if you are, it's probably your internet.
okay. I mean, plus on the Series S, X, and the PlayStation 5, it's going to be loading very fast. I don't see zero problems. I mean, if your internet's just one step behind, it'll still load fucking...
Load times for some reason is a big issue. If it's not already... If I didn't turn on my console and the game's not already getting me in a match, then for some reason I have the right to be angry, it seems.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how people are acting now.
I mean,
I don't get this whole, but it's going to load faster. It's already loading fast. How much faster do you need? I need it to load in 3.5 seconds because I have such pressing shit to do. That's why I'm sitting down to play a video game.
I mean, when you see it up close...
I know that it's loading faster. I just don't know why it matters. I'm not arguing that it isn't faster. I'm arguing why does it matter?
And I know you like your piss breaks.
Yeah, the piss break's partially a joke.
Let me switch back over here. So this guy did a full test. He hits the A button to start it up with the Xbox One S, Xbox One X, and then the Xbox Series X.
Okay.
He presses it, and then when you see the beginning of the banner is when the timer technically stops. So he has them all hooked up to one controller, so that way when he taps it, they all start at once. So he just boop. Then he takes his step back. And then you notice the Series X at, I think, 7 seconds. At 7 seconds.
Yeah, it's fast.
And then
why does it matter?
I prefer it. And then the Series X loads up after.
To be fair, Destiny does have terrible load screens.
And then the Xbox One S is taking its sweet time at almost a minute and some
Wait,
change.
it can't be the One S because the One S is the better one out of the two.
No, the X is the better one.
Okay, so he's not doing the original Xbox One then.
Correct.
Okay.
It's the Series... why do I keep saying Series?
Because that's
Xbox
the new
One
console.
S, Xbox One X, and then the back one was the Series X.
Okay, but...
There's the
Okay,
banner.
a minute 17 to load a game. What did that save me? It saved me a minute 17. Yes, it is nicer. I'm not arguing that it's not
and
nice.
it'll also look better.
If I have the stuff to run it.
Okay, yeah.
If I don't have a 4K TV, that doesn't actually matter.
It'll still look better.
Not enough for me to notice.
The resolution off scaling, I'm trying to put this easy. You're basically running at high when you're running it on the one.
Okay.
When you move up to the series set, you're going to be running it on ultra with the better frame rate.
Okay.
And the faster load times is just it bumps it up even better. It just...
Is this like a shitty player thing? Is that what it is? Like people are blaming frame rates and load times on them not being able to aim?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes it gets that bad because one of my stories has something to do with frame rates and me even having a problem with it.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying it's not nice. I'm just saying that people are acting like because a new console loads in 7 seconds, it's worth $500.
I will argue that even on the Series S, the digital version, I think that this would probably be maybe 10 seconds. And I would still be okay with that because it will still run 60 frames a second, 1080p, great refresh rates, over under, onto any TV, doesn't matter which one. I just want... What is it? I want to buy the product to enjoy the product. I don't want to buy a product to get frustrated by the product.
That's fine, but I'm not frustrated with my current product. But I'm being told if I want to keep playing games, I have to give them $500 because they made things run a little faster.
Yes and no. Yeah, I'll admit.
Give me $500 because you can't sit for a minute.
Okay, that I can see. That I can see for you. That I can see for you.
I'm not saying that what they did is bad. I'm just saying stop boxing me into this. You've got to buy new consoles if you want to play the new games. Well, what does the new console give me? Because yeah, I want to play new games, but like you're asking me for $500. You have to give me more than you're locking me out of playing games. Because that right there just feels like being held for hostage.
Yeah,
or blackmailed or something like that. So what are you giving me? Well, it loads a minute faster than what you currently do. I mean, that's nice, but I'd rather not spend $500 and just sit for 1 minute.
Okay.
It's not like I'm trying to run on a fucking Commodore.
No, you're right. Where it takes 5 minutes just to cold boot a game. You're right. I will give you that.
It's not dial-up downloading an image.
Okay.
That's an upgrade I understood. Where it costs more, and it's like, okay, I actually see what I'm getting. Like, yes, I can see that it loads faster, but $500 because of a minute is a lot. The reality is, I'm spending $500 because I'm not going to be able to keep playing on what I'm currently playing on if I want to play the new stuff. That's the only reason I'm actually doing it.
All right, let's go with the other little bit of the devil's advocate of how long do you sit spending in loading times?
On Destiny, currently, it takes fucking forever to load.
Okay. What if when you bump up, it actually goes down to like 12 seconds max?
That'd be fucking amazing, but I don't play Destiny enough to drop $500.
Yeah, I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying to warrant the idea of, hey, it's doing better. But then again,
I fully get warranted because it is doing better. I fully get paying for something that does better. I'm saying you have to give me more than load times if you want $500.
Okay.
The reality is they're getting the $500 because they're also saying in lieu of the load times, we're also not going to let you keep playing new shit. That's the major thing that causes you to buy it. But that's why I will say that's where PC wins. Because the reality is with PC, my load time's not fast enough for me. I go and buy the part to replace it, and that's a personal thing I'm having issues with, where I'm like, personally for me, I want to make this upgrade. Mm-hmm. But I'm not getting locked out of my games because I have a PC I built a year ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it is.
And I can't touch it.
Yeah,
I getcha.
However, I will say there is the downfall of any exclusives you lose from console to PC, which is barely anything. It's really just Sony games now, and I'm not getting a Sony anyways. Yeah. So the reality is, because Microsoft is both a computer and a console company, they understand people want to be able to play them on both.
Yeah. And
why alienate an audience?
Might as well talk about it. Talk about the reason why I think that this argument is leaning more toward me trying to tell you about it, because Bloodborne, one of my favorite games of all time, almost got a tattoo because of it. Mm-hmm. Instead, I went with Dark Souls.
You have another arm.
I can put it somewhere here. I'll worry about that when the time rolls around.
Just get it right above your crotch. It just says Bloodborne.
Just says Bloodborne and has the fucking hunter's mark. Yeah, fuck it. But Bloodborne is locked 30 frames a second, and that is to me a hindrance. That is an actual problem with this game.
Okay.
Because sometimes getting that dodge out is frame perfect, and if you're 1 frame behind, considering it runs at half the frames a normal game should run, you're already getting hit. And when you're getting one hit by freaking Gascoigne, his name is weird.
Okay, that's fine. Continue.
it becomes an actual issue. So there's a Bloodborne modder that says he'll release a 60 frames per second mod if Sony doesn't upgrade the game. Now, that makes me wonder, is the game going to be backwards compatible? And if it is, something tells me it is going to be backwards compatible, because they said, most of their own personal IPs are going to roll up. But that makes me wonder are they going to touch up this game? Like, I'm hoping they buff up. It would make me want to lean forward and purchase a PS5 if Bloodborne ran better on it, because I do want to get Demon Souls.
So Bloodborne runs on PC, right?
No,
it doesn't run on PC. It's only on.
It is only on the PS4.
That's right.
It runs like garbage.
I'm stupid. I own Bloodborne. I've played Bloodborne.
And I love it. I love Bloodborne to death. It's just when you reach certain areas and certain aspects, it becomes a trudge to play.
So here's the reality of this. That this is. It runs at 30 frames per second, which is, there's no reason for that. Even on the console it's on. in the era it was made, it
If
should
you-
run better.
If you play it on the PS4 Pro, you get up to 45 frames on average, and I'm like, that's still pretty bad for
Yeah.
the technology that's in a PS4 Pro.
But we've talked on months, maybe even a year ago, we talked about the fact that the PlayStation 4 has locked you into this weird thing where the games that are being released on it don't run at the console's ability.
All right.
For some reason, they don't actually fully unlock what the console can do based off of the tech they told us they have in that fucking console. Games are not running using that tech to the to the fullest. And now here we are buying a new console that's showing us all these flashy things, and it makes me stop and go, is that one going to let us use the full thing? Or is that one going to fucking throttle us as well?
Well, okay, the prior one had a processor issue. PS4 has a processor issue that doesn't allow for it. But this one, I will say, without beyond of a doubt, we're going to be fine.
I mean, this is the same company that locked their fucking PlayStation 3 so that most of the RAM was going to just run the PlayStation 3 rather than run the games.
Well, see, now that we have a generation that has a basic understanding of how, processor work, how motherboards work, how heat sinks fucking work. Now
Heat sinks?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that
heat
that,
sinks.
that heat sinks.
Heat sinks?
That heat sinks. How those work and how all this can be built and what this personalized Ryzen engine can possibly do, that they begin to think and they go, okay, let's take a look at what they've done recently. Oh, they've actually put together these really nice machines. Okay, I have a little more faith. What's the output on that processor? It's a 2.2 gigahertz octa-core. Okay, that's 8 cores. That means that it can handle a whole bunch of this, that. I'm like, okay, people are understanding that this thing could actually do what it's said to do now.
So, but here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's the highest frame rate the PlayStation 4 should be able to run?
60.
So why is it that, one, we're being told we should buy a PlayStation 5 because games will run at 60, when the PlayStation 4 is supposed to run at 60? They just aren't letting them.
No. It's only certain games.
Okay, certain games. And that's partially that's on the developer side, not just on the console side.
Low column A, low column B.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Hey, you like this game?
Yes.
Okay. We're not going to let it run right, though.
Oh.
You want it to run right?
How would I?
Okay, give us $500.
No.
Give us $500. Oh, but also, you got to buy the game again, which is now a $70 game, not just a $60 game. Why? Well, we're letting it run at 60 frames per second. Oh, no, it's the same game. We're just letting it run the way it should run. So give us $70 and the $500 to $600 for a console.
So this man's
You better
a hero.
not want a second controller because, let's be honest, the battery life in our controllers fucking suck. But they're also $70 controllers now. So, this one died. Oh, I don't have a second one because it was $70 fucking dollars. So now I got to be plugged in like this while I'm playing my game. Yeah, no. Fuck you.
So this man is a hero, basically.
This man is a hero.
This man is a hero, is what we're saying.
Saying Bloodborne, saying I'm gonna mod this fucker to make it run at 60 frames per second. If you don't fucking let us, if you don't do it yourself.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't even think he should have given them an ultimatum. He should have just fucking done it.
Yeah.
Like, you guys won't do this, I'll do it. One. But there was something else I was gonna mention during this, and now I lost it. I don't remember the game, but it's confirmed the $70 price tags on these new games that are coming out for PlayStation is 100% a Sony thing. Because there's a company that is launching their game on the PlayStation 5 and PC.
Godfall.
Is it Godfall?
Godfall.
So it's the 60 on PC, but it's the 70 on PlayStation.
Yeah. Randy Pitchford is one of those. He's the one who's also backing this game. He doesn't seem to really give a shit what you do. He's just like, oh, you want to charge more? Okay. He just tweeted out the first legendary edition of Godfall, and I'm just like, it's the first fucking PlayStation 5 game printed. Ha ha ha. I'm like, Randy, I don't like you.
So here's my question.
He owns Duke Nukem, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. But here's my question. So, if I'm buying the game for $60 on my PC, say my PC is built to be a fucking beast. Say my PC is so good that the FBI knocks on my door to use it.
Okay.
What is the PlayStation doing that should give them with my game that is going to be $10 more.
Okay.
What is that going to do for my game that is worth that extra $10? I know it's $10,
Ease of
but when you start
access,
going from 10 to 20 to 30,
that's when
$10
is
costs a lot because you're going from $60 to $70. That's expensive.
That is expensive. That's a sixth of the cost added back on. But over under, I would say it's just the ease of access. That's all you're really doing with...
Yeah, but if I have a beast of a PC, then
I know.
To be honest, I'm gonna put it downstairs anyways.
Okay, that's fine and fair then. I was gonna be like, I mean, usually people keep tight knit areas because literally my whole area is just a small square where it's computer forward. Over to the right, I got my console stuff.
But
Like there's
a
nothing...
big difference in the fact that I want to be comfortable on my couch where I can go to the kitchen and get my drinks and my snacks. But I also have Warren there on the couch with me, and I got the cats and whatnot, and everybody's comfy and cozy, and it's a thing.
And then Doom Eternal hits.
Yeah, and just rip and tear. You know, I'm not. Being up here playing something would be boring. I would be lonely. Unless I was talking to someone. But even then, it's like when I'm down there talking to you or James or Mac or anyone on my Xbox, I'm also talking to Lauren.
Yeah.
I'm not
Lauren.
walking myself off. So you're saying $10 because I can watch it downstairs. Reality is I can keep an extra set of cables down there and just bring the bitch down if I really need to. Or I can just keep the bitch there and get a nice one of those. They got those tables now that completely fold up and slide under your couch. That you can then slide out, and they come up, and you can put your mouse and keyboard there.
I would like one of those.
You wouldn't use it. You have your desk. You don't even use your living room.
No, we don't. Yeah, it's one of the only rooms that just kind of just sits there. But moving on.
So
this got
why
a
$10?
Yeah, this got a 9.1 back when it first launched through IGN.
I
And I'm
enjoyed
just
the
like,
game.
I love Bloodborne. I
But
love the
now
whole
knowing
aesthetic.
that they, for some reason, locked the game and are causing me not to run right.
Oh, it's been that way. Like
I didn't realize that.
Oh shit, yeah.
So now it makes me think 9.1.
I would put it at a high 9, to be honest.
Still?
Oh yeah. Even though it doesn't run right, I love it. It is the aesthetic. It's the combat. It's still very tight movement. It's just I don't know. Everything about this game makes me love it, except for this one little tiny hitch.
Okay.
And so that's, I guess, the one hit that takes away to make it that 90-ish.
So...
Because that said, I almost got a fucking tattoo over this game.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess if, the modder can do it, why can't PlayStation? I mean, look at them.
This is, I think, From Software. So, I mean, I don't see why FromSoft won't do it. It's just I'm curious if it will do it. Here's to hoping.
Yep. All right, what do we got next?
Hold on, there's a video of it running at 60 frames. I'm just going to quickly just take a look at the 60 frames a second patch.
He's just standing there.
He's just standing there. Oh, it looks so much smoother. Even we're watching this video in 480p, but it looks just so much more smoother. Like that little cut, because you'd be surprised what 30 frames can do for a Souls game.
Well, that's the thing, though, is like you're not going from... It's not that you're going from 10 frames to 40 frames by adding that 30. You're going from 30 to 60. It's kind of like the $10 thing. I'm not going from $10 to 20 by adding that 10. I'm going from 50 to from 60 to 70. Like 30 frames can be a big thing depending on where you're jumping from. I mean, I guess it's a big thing no matter where you're jumping from. If you did have a game that's running at 10 frames per second, you added 30 frames, you would definitely see the difference.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, you would definitely see it if it went from 60 down to 10.
But if you went 10 to 15,
yeah, you wouldn't notice it. It'd be a bit weird. Oh, but
I like the gun.
The visceral attacks, just everything looks good.
So now here's my question: what do you? You may not know this. You may not know the answer to this, but what goes into making something run at more frames per second?
Well, okay, processing power over under is what can generally be processed and ran at a correct rate.
Say we've got a processor that can run any frame per second.
Okay.
What do you do with the game's coding? What do you do with the
game's coding?
game itself?
Sometimes the game's coding actually just says, hey, in order to make this run right, it's got to run at a specific frame rate. Duke Nukem 3D. This is actually, I'm glad that we were talking about Duke Nukem 3D. For certain processors back in the dual core era, when we were going into quad core, it was having a hard time. There was a hard time because even during that time there was slow internet and all that. And so when you were playing the game, you were speedy as fuck because of overprocessing.
Mm-hmm.
So there was nothing to limit that. Now there's things that force things to be 60 frames. If you unlock the frame rate, you can go 120 frames. Like, I can play Borderlands 3 on my PC at 120 frames.
Okay.
Is it smart? No. Does it look good? Still does.
The other thing to remember is not only are you running at 120, the enemies that are running at you are running at 120.
That's the thing about that as well, is that it's not 120 frames a second that everything is moving that direction. It's 120 frames in that second.
Yeah.
So that way there's no breakage.
So basically what it comes down to is, in theory, this is an easy fix.
Yes and no.
I mean,
it is an easy fix for PlayStation 4 Pro. I see no problem with this. For PlayStation 4 regulars like we got, a little bit of a problem because
the processor isn't there. But this guy's not saying do it for the Pro. This is on the Pro.
Correct.
But the modder's saying for the PlayStation 5, they need to have it run.
Yes.
And that console shouldn't be running anything under that unless it's a game that can't handle it. And then in that case, it comes down to coding, which is what they're doing over at Xbox. Right. That's the whole thing with the Series X and Series S.
But then again,
when they're coming down to... Go ahead.
But then again, with Microsoft, you don't have games that run under that. You got Killer Instinct. You got Sunset Overdrive.
I'm sorry, Killer Instinct is not a good enough example.
It runs well.
It does run well, but everyone forgets about it. So everyone's on Killer Instinct, and they're going to go and Google it, and they're going to see the arcade Killer Instinct, and they're going to be like, what the fuck?
That fucking soundtrack.
Combo Breaker.
Combo Breaker. But moving on, like... Microsoft has yet to release something that does not play well on their own console. Like Sunset Overdrive, Killer Instinct, Halo,
State of Decay,
Gears of War. I think maybe Gears of War 3 back on the 360 was a little taxed because I do remember running into a few dips and drops when I was on that big, huge fucking tank thing loader. Toward the very beginning of the game, it ran a little sluggish when I was on this tank loader thing, but then again, after that, I was smooth sailing.
Everything in that fucking game is so big that I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Just like the men in that game, their heads are like...
Dom, where are you?
That's how he talks to his Dom.
Dom!
No, the point I was gonna make...
Damn!
The point I was going to make about the Series X and the Series S... What they're doing is they're saying, bring in the backwards compatibles. The only reason we're limiting what games, and it ain't going to be a fucking limit like the PlayStation is.
Oh, no.
The only reason why we are limiting what games are backwards compatible is not because we want you to buy them again and whatnot. It's purely that, it's not even that this time.
No?
The licensing is the issue on the Xbox, the Xbox One.
Okay.
The Series X, Series S, what it's coming down to is they want to make sure that when the console reads the coding and goes, I'm going to run this at its highest, that the game can handle being run at its highest. They are going through and looking at stuff like that. So they would take a game like Bloodborne, and they would go, can it run at 60 frames per second? It was running at 30, but can it run at 60? The coding said, looking at the coding, it can. This one can be released. Looking at the coding, it can't. Got to tweak it a little bit, and then we can launch it. And that's not even changing the game's coding. That's changing what the console knows about the game to run the game's coding the proper way.
Correct, because this is from what this developer is saying it's a frame rate unlock hack, and God, it looks so much better. Like, I know that you're probably like, it just looks like Bloodborne to me, but to me, I've seen this game jitter, stutter, and have problems with the Cleric Beast as we're watching right now.
So, to be honest, I didn't get very far in Bloodborne because I suck. So I never fought this thing, so I can't tell you that it looks the same because I don't have a frame of reference on the frames that we're referencing.
Well, what about Gascoigne? He's one of the first ones.
Yeah.
It looks so clean.
Honestly, get me the werewolf. I had to fight that thing so many times.
Oh. And then Vicar Amelia.
No, it does look good. I still feel like when you're fighting these big things though, and they attack like that, and like the hair and how he was moving with it and
Well,
whatnot.
that's textures.
Yeah, that's all textures and stuff. That's stuff that I feel like the developers should have probably focused on a little bit more.
Well, that's
but
the other
how
thing.
it's running, how the console's handling it, it looks fine. I'm not seeing it break.
Well, that's the other thing is sometimes to make it run fine, you kind of have to make your losses in textures.
Yeah, very true. But maybe make an area where a more textured thing is a less textured area.
Or then again, it's going to be on the PlayStation 5. Hopefully, they can up-render all of it.
Yeah,
That would be nice.
but
Ooh,
now
Maria.
here's the question: when they up-render a game,
Mm-hmm.
is it actually worth buying the game?
Again, if it was on sale, considering this thing is on technically its greatest hits, I would spend $30. That's being very generous.
So if they put this at, we'll say they put it at the 60, not the 70,
No.
the price tag,
No.
and they say up-rendered 60 frames per second.
No. I can't justify it.
And a reminder, this is after you've spent $500 on the console.
Yep, no. I can't.
$600 depending on which console.
Nope.
So.
Goodbye.
All right, let's move on. We've been talking about Bloodborne too damn long.
Let's talk about more good stuff.
More good stuff.
So, Sega's 60th anniversary. I didn't know it was 60 years old.
Again, thank you to IGN.
Thank you to IGN. They talk about how two of my favorite games kind of gets a nice little collaboration. Streets of Camurocho, which is Streets of Rage meets Yakuza. And it's going to be free for only a couple days, so be sure to get in it. It is going to be available October 17th and until 10 a.m. on October 19th. So get it. Get it super quick. It's going to be on Steam. It's got its own Steam page right now.
60th anniversary. That would mean that Sega started in
Yeah.
in 1960.
Yeah. And I don't think they started as a gaming...
They had to have started something else.
I think
because,
they did like slot machines.
I mean, pachinko machine, slot machine type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is, like, Sega's like strongest era was one, arcades, and two, the Sega home consoles, Genesis, and even shit before Genesis. So you're talking mainly 80s and 90s there. Maybe a little bit of the 70s.
Yeah, about then. Because
So
you had Outrun. Outrun was made in like 86 for arcades. I'm just trying to think what was before that. Like even the UFO grabbing machines, like those were made by Sega as well.
Okay.
Whether or not they were invented by
I
them.
mean, the reality is Nintendo was around long before Nintendo Entertainment System. You know, they were a card game company originally.
Right.
So
But even still, Streets of Camurocho is
It looks
Streets
fun.
of Rage meets that, and it's only going to be available for those 3 days. So
I may have to get this because
Yeah.
this looks fun, and I like both Yakuza and Streets of Rage. So, how much is it?
free.
Oh, it's completely free. So we just grab it.
Grab it on those days. Yes.
Okay, what days again?
It is October 17th through the 19th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, so in 2 days I'll grab it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Boop. Boop.
What's your favorite Sega game?
Now
We're showing news again.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. My favorite Sega game? Probably Yakuza. Yeah, probably Yakuza.
Okay. Not Sonic?
I've only played 2 Sonic games, and one was Sonic and Tails, or Sonic 2, and the other one was Sonic 3D Blast. And I never played anything after that. I take that back. I did play a little bit of Sonic Heroes.
You don't want to play Boom on repeat?
No, because I don't have a Switch.
Isn't Sonic Boom the crap one?
Yeah, but it's on. Well, I mean, the animated series is fine.
I was
but
talking about the game, not
the game is on Switch.
Lauren didn't know the animated series was the thing until the other day.
Really?
She saw an ad for it. She's like, "What the fuck is that?" I
It's
was
actually
like,
really,
it's
really
Sonic.
funny. Did I tell you about Sonic getting pulled over for speeding? And he goes, "I don't think the judge can take gotta go fast as a medical condition."
No, I didn't.
Oh, those writers know what the fuck is up. They know how to handle that show. But I don't have a Switch, so no, I don't have Sonic Boom.
I thought it came out. I thought they did Sonic Boom before the Switch.
Mm,
I just heard it was crap. So,
I don't know.
well, we'll talk about what you accidentally showed.
I'm sorry. But Dexter has a chance of coming back. I like Dexter.
So I got a few things to talk about on this. Just give me 1 second. Go ahead and tell me what you like about Dexter while I do this.
Okay, I like Dexter. But Dexter took, God, how many seasons? 8 seasons? 9 seasons? But even still, it went on and on and on. A couple of those seasons kind of had to drone on to tell their story, but for good reason. I like the filler for the filler. I'm just curious if this revival is going to continue on.
Okay. I'm back in the room now.
Okay.
It's going to pick up, probably not the instant where the show left.
Oh, no.
But it's 10 episodes. Michael C. Hall's coming back. It's just a special type of thing.
Okay.
And yeah, it's going to continue on from where they left, essentially. This was a book series.
Yes.
The author was part of the show for the first season. And then the producers very quickly decided they wanted to change a lot from the books. And didn't want him around and forced him out. And also, from what we understand, killing a person in the first season. You've seen all of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Spoilers for Dexter, if no one wants to listen. Killing the ice truck killer. We'll just call him that, so that's not a huge spoiler. Killing the ice truck killer was not what the writer wanted.
I mean, that still spoils it.
Yes, but saying who the ice truck killer is would be even bigger of a spoiler. And that's what I was avoiding.
You're right.
Furthermore, with how shit went in the last season, the writer straight up did not watch the last episode. He's never seen it. And came back and wrote a new book where he killed off Dexter instead.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because the show just got so far away from the books and started doing such weird shit. So, Showtime, is it?
Yeah.
Coming back to do a new season? Miniseries, whatever you want to call it. All I'm thinking...
10 episodes.
Okay,
so
yeah, it's 10 episodes.
It's going to be a full season. Well, average run-of-the-mill season in today's times.
Streaming service season, not television
TV,
shows.
Yeah.
Season. But looking at this, honestly, all I can think of is, oh, what? You didn't fuck it up enough the first time?
Oh.
That's all I can think of. Because you
Surprise, motherfucker.
After like season 4, you lose me. And get rid of him, you lost me.
Yeah.
You know, but after like season like 3 or 4, you really lost me. And then with the way the final season ended, I stopped giving a shit.
Yeah. I'm going to hold a little bit of high hopes. Don't get me wrong. I'm also not a big fan of the ending, but
that whole final run, not just the last episode, but that whole final run was crap. But they really decided to, top the crap cupcake with a little bit more crap with that last episode.
Yeah. Let's quickly go through
go ahead.
But shoe news. So today we got 3 great shoes. One from Adidas that has a bit of the Day of the Dead sugar candy.
Was it
Sugar Skull?
De los Muertos or
De los Muertes?
I'm bad with Spanish. I tried learning it and it just never stuck.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember how to say Day of the Dead. Those look kind of cool. I mean, I like that they're going with other cultures and whatnot.
Yeah.
100% would not wear them. Not just because they're white, but just not my color scheme.
Yeah, they're very vibrant, but if you wore this under a black light, I think they'd be a little bit more better.
Maybe, yeah.
They are a bit of a cream color, have a sugar skull at the front, sugar skull at the back. Adidas did really well with designing these ones. Guess who has another set of shoes? We just talked about him literally like last week.
A fellow Twitcher, would it?
He is a fellow Twitcher. Ninja has another double set of shoes. These are more of his time in set. These are the Night Joggers.
Which is a terrible name for a shoe that's black. Because it just makes me think, oh, I can jog at night in these. No one's going to see you.
If they were Skechers light ups, I'd be happier.
Ooh.
Yeah, see? That even got you.
A company needs to make like a snap-on.
Oh, to make them light up?
Make all shoes SketchUp lighters.
There you go.
And then have the battery charged by your kinetic energy. So you don't ever have to replace the batteries.
Quincy, stop talking.
I don't know how to build anything like that, so someone can probably steal the idea.
But even still, the black with the individual laces of pink and blue.
Oh, they look good.
Yeah, and then the orange. I like this scheme with the orange and the.
Makes me really think of Nickelodeon.
A little bit, but I'm not mad at it. Like, it's a pretty good set. Ninja is doing a lot of shoes, and I'm not mad at it. It's just I'm not here for all of them. And then last but not least, Nike's got another one called the Halloween.
I really like these. You don't have the other Halloween up from them.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
I don't
one.
know if it was Nike, but you don't have the other Halloween.
No, I don't.
But these ones are kind of cool. They're spider webs. The other one that we don't have is an orange shoe with a black design that is the bones of a foot on the side.
Oh yeah, I gotta find that one. Where the fuck is that one? Let's see if I can quickly nab it.
Sneaker News, the company that is got amazing stuff here for us, had it on their main page. Yeah, go down a little bit further. It was after this, a little bit more. It was right after the lawsuit that Nike put out.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I missed that one.
Yeah, the Nike Air Force with they're orange with the skeletal feet.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
It's a very big sole.
I'm okay with it.
So, but no, those are actually not bad looking shoes.
Not bad.
I mean, I don't like orange.
130 for the orange, 140 for the
Just hit back again. Sorry, I thought you.
140 for the Halloweens. Both of these look good for Halloween or even overall shoes. I do like this pinstriping that is on this little bit. It kind of gives me that Dracula vibe.
Scroll down just a little bit so I can see the rest of the bottom of the shoe. I think the one issue I'm having with the shoe is how low your toes go versus how high your heel goes. Like it very much
slant.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
I mean, it make me taller, but
my boots do that, so I'm okay with it.
So you're not really this height.
Well,
okay.
I am 5'10". Leave me alone.
I have a fun shoe thing for you guys. So you haven't watched The Boys, but here's some behind the scenes stuff for you.
Okay.
The actor that plays Homelander, he's supposed to be tall, right? Yeah. So they told the actor, we're gonna build a heel into your shoe. Like we're gonna make your shoe have like bigger bottom to make you a little taller. And he goes, is it gonna be a high heel? And they said, oh no, it's just a platform. He goes, can it be a high heel? And so there's behind the scene photos of him sticking his foot up in the air, and it's this big ass heel on his Homelander costume for the boots to make him taller.
Red and black. I don't think it's red and black. Well, I mean, it's very light on the red. It's very light.
Yeah, they've got it in little spots.
It's a lighting.
Yeah, it's a light on it, but it's got the red on the bottom of it.
Yeah, very little in the sole of it, which kind of look like little tiny blood drops.
As for the
either that or it's the light and it's hitting it weird.
I think it's the light again. The only actual red I'm seeing that is the shoe is right there in the center.
That's what I was about to say. Maybe it might be the light.
No, I think that's actually in there, but I think this again is the light. Because that's the bottom of the other shoe. Yeah. So, as for the orange ones with the black,
I know what you were talking about.
They're not bad. They're just a little too orange for me.
Yeah. So I like them all the same, just because it's a nice graffiti style. I've always been.
No, the foot on it is great art. I love the foot. It's just the actual orange color where I'm like, ugh, creamsicle.
So, Doom can be played on 15 different things right now. Doom 2 can be played on 15 different things right now.
You mean Doom Eternal?
No.
Doom 2.
The OG.
Okay, the OG.
It can be played on a fucking pregnancy test, on a Texas calculator.
Oh, I did see the person that did the pregnancy test. That was funny.
Yeah, it can be this is that. But people are still nudging it into this era, but it's also brought to the people who made Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal now runs on the freaking Samsung fridge.
Yeah.
So thanks to Vaping with Twisted 420, strange name, but I can appreciate it. He did a little bit of an Instagram video of him playing Doom Eternal while listening to At Hell's Gate in the main menu, and I'm like, so the audio quality, aces. The game still plays on it.
I have a question.
Go for it.
How many frames do you think this is running? 60,
because it's cloud.
So we can run Doom at 60 frames on a fridge, but we can't run Bloods. To
be fair, I think it's because it's a monitor. So I'm just saying it's the point of it's a monitor.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, Doom Eternal runs better on Xbox One over.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
I'm fine in the debate.
I
just thought it was funny because someone's playing a game on a thing that's not meant for this.
It's a monitor. Yeah. That's all it is. And the fact that it can connect to the xCloud and your controller, like, it's funny.
What I love is that someone did this with Doom. Because Doom's owned by Bethesda, the company that originally made this joke with Skyrim. I just blew your mind.
I hate this joke. I hate it because I have to be like, it's real now. I don't like this. But I love this. This is funny. I am.
This is what you do when you're a dad and you can't get the TV from the kids. You're like, fuck it, I'll play it on my fridge.
Yeah, I'll play it on my fucking fridge. I'll sit in the fucking kitchen. And then rip and tear begins. But I do enjoy xCloud, the ideology that you can just attach your phone to the sticks and just you don't even need the Samsung Smart TV. You could just attach it to your phone, just as long as your phone's got a good Wi-Fi connection.
I just wish Apple wasn't being such a wank.
Yeah, Apple is being a bit of a weird thing, but at the same time, Apple's doing something kind of cool as far as because they're letting League of Legends play on it.
That's great. Their whole thing with the cloud thing with Xbox is that they want to review every game.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck off.
I mean, I do love the character designs that are in Wild Rift over base, because in Wild Rift, they bubble everybody up. They have, like, vibrancy. They have actual characteristics. And then you go over to League of Legends base, and you're just like, this is kind of bland.
Wait, it's coming to console as well?
Yeah.
Max has nice beer and game. Oh, yeah. There you go. Even more so. Find a way to hook up a mini keg to the water thing on that fridge so that it dispenses beer instead of water.
Go for it.
And then you can game on the fridge and get your beer refill.
There you go.
You made
and it keeps it nice and cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We are making money today.
All right. Samsung owns a fridge now because everyone's going to want to go do that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry, back to this. So League of Legends Wild Rift is also doing console?
It is going to do mobile and console. It's to make MOBAs a little bit more easier to get into. I don't want to say nerfed everything down, but they made it so that way games don't take 40 minutes to play.
Honestly, console's probably the way to get me to play it.
That's fine and fair. And what it's going to do is it's going to make games up to maybe about 20 minutes maximum, just so that way, you know, you're not hard pressed. Death timers are going to be a lot more harsh. I don't know anything else as far as it's going to have everything that League has regularly. Map is going to be, I think they said 10% smaller, just so that way people can, you know, make things a lot more.
I mean, there's a lot taking up what is normally just your view. Your view is also your controller, unless you hook up a controller to your phone. So I understand having to make things just a little smaller because you got a lot less screen space.
Right. And then the other thing is this is a twin stick style game. So I'm curious to know how, like, auto attacking, how your skill shots are working, how the auto locking skill shots are working, how dashes are going to work. Like, I'm interested. I'm actually fully here behind this project.
You were saying off of Mike that you wanted me to grab it because your phone probably can't run it, right?
That is correct.
That's the concern.
My bad phone.
We'll do a test on it. When's it launch? We'll give it a shot and see.
I think I saw it say iPhone 12 upcoming.
Doesn't say.
It doesn't say. An official date has not been announced yet, but Apple said
you can register for beta
later this year. So we'll say by the end of the year.
Okay. I mean, there's not much left to the end of the year, so that makes sense. Let me see right now about registering for the beta. What is it called?
Wild Rift. League of Legends Wild Rift. And I mean, when I saw all the characters that were going to be in it, I'm like, this is something that is going to lean toward casual that want to get into League.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's fine. Because casual is kind of where things are getting to be right now. Everyone's tired of grinding their teeth at ranked. And I can see why. So let me go ahead and close out of everything. Let me move this.
Okay, so they're not doing what I was hoping they would do. A lot of games do a pre-order through the Apple Store where you go through and you register for it. Then you're not buying it because it's not actually like a game you're buying. And then when it's available, it auto downloads to your phone. They're not doing that.
Correct.
So for the beta, I have to actually go to the Wild Rift website and sign up for that and everything. So I was kind of hoping they would just do the it'll show up when it's ready thing.
Yeah, it's ready when it's ready.
Yeah. Yeah, we can hit this.
Okay. So yesterday, well, actually this morning, I saw a trailer for Animaniacs, and it was in the styling of Jurassic Park. And you had mentioned this as well.
Yeah.
And it was hitting all the notes. It was that one scene in Ratatouille when he was eating the food and just got warped back to his childhood. It was that scene.
You want to do the Pacha reaction? Give the...
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was bringing it back to my childhood.
Yeah.
All the voice actors, bam, immediately. And you had Spielberg even saying his 2 cents.
Yeah.
I redid them. Hey.
So, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's coming to Hulu.
It is going straight to Hulu.
So,
and I am not mad at that.
I mean, Hulu... I saw a thing the other day, and it was Hulu or Netflix. And I realized I didn't even have to think about it, and I said Hulu. And I used to be a strong Netflix supporter. I wasn't really into getting Hulu at first. We did the free version, and then we did the $7 a month thing. And then eventually we got to the point of paying to get rid of commercials and whatnot. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, do I really need Netflix? You know?
Yeah, Netflix got rid of everything I liked.
I mean, we watched Bly Manor, and it was pretty good. The ending sucked.
Yeah,
I finished Bly Manor, and the ending was shit. But...
And then the only thing that I would probably go back and do is maybe another thing of Broken Mirror.
Bandersnatch?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is they did Bandersnatch, but they haven't done another one of those.
Yeah,
and that was how long ago?
And then they haven't done any new Marvel stuff.
Well, no, because they ended that. They said they were done.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying they haven't done anything. And it's like, what do you guys have?
So they go Animaniacs go on Hulu.
What do
I'm
they
cool with it.
do? Oh, how zany are they? Oh, to the max. And he was like, I brought back Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, I was very happy that they said they were bringing back Pinky and the Brain. Someone in an interview asked one of the voice actors if they're bringing back the good feathers, the pigeons.
Oh.
And they're like, I don't know, because I don't know that it's funny anymore, because Goodfellas isn't like the hit that it was. Like, but I kind of hope we find a way to make it work. Like there's that like, shit, I didn't think about that. Fuck, can we do that type of moment?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, to be fair, I can see why he would say that.
Mhm.
It is kind of its time. And then if you're trying to do a, Godfather style of, the bird scene.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would flow good today.
I don't know.
But
People still like mobs.
No, people still like mobs.
Yeah.
I still like mobs.
Well, not actual mobs, but the mob was not good.
The mob.
If the mob was not good. People like the mob.
The mob.
People like mob films. That's my point.
Yeah. I'm a fan of them.
People didn't like the mob. But we live in Vegas, and let's be honest.
Yeah, we have to like Quincy, we have to like them.
That's right.
We have a fucking
Have you ever done the mob experience at Tropicana?
Yeah.
It's really fun.
They moved it to
there's the mob museum downtown.
Okay, no, I did the mob.
You did the mob museum? I haven't done the museum yet.
I've done the museum. I haven't done the experience. The experience is that like dinner show, yeah?
No, it's more like a walkthrough thing.
Okay. There's the mob dinner then.
No,
but there's this city is just surrounded by the mob.
This town.
Yeah, all right.
Animaniacs, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Whether they have good feathers or not.
Yeah. So this was announced a long time ago. And I'm glad that it got its little teaser trailer.
Dialect.
And it has a little bit of gameplay trailer. Thank you, IGN, for all of these stories that I've really covered today.
I kind of feel like, though, we should put something just right there on the screen.
This is IGN.
Hide their fucking Alienware ad, because fuck Alienware.
Alien was getting better, I will admit.
Getting better. They were a good company, and then Dell bought them and fucked them.
Well, okay.
And now they're getting better again.
Okay, yes. But this VR... Oh, man, whoever's controlling this. It's a VR thing. I'm excited.
I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to skip through and kind of grab different images.
Oh.
Because it was making you like, ugh.
Oh, yeah, no. It was doing this. If you're wanting to look up something, do a pan shot. That's how you look up. If Nathan Drake in fucking Uncharted can do good at being like, I got to get up there, pan shot. If you just go... It just does not work.
That's because this isn't a trailer that was cut. This was someone
gameplay. But even still, during gameplay, you can do that. It's not that hard.
If I'm being completely honest,
this doesn't look good.
No, it's not that it doesn't look good. It's just it looks boring. Like the inside of the TARDIS This is supposed to be inside the TARDIS, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and keep playing it.
Okay.
I'll just fight through the... Like...
I'm a fan of the show, and, like, yeah, you don't see a lot of the TARDIS a lot of times. You normally just see the one main room, which tends to change how it looks based on... It's the control.
Bridge?
Sure, bridge. It's where he controls it, where he flies it. Like, what you see of it changes per Doctor normally.
Because it's their manifestation?
Yeah, so, for instance, there's a moment where different versions of the Doctor, like earlier versions of the Doctor, go to 9 and 10's bridge. So that was the guy that brought the show back, and then David Tennant's bridge.
Okay.
And they had the same bridge. So they go back, and one of them's kind of like looking around like, and is like making a comment on it. And it's the Doctor, so it's the same person, it's just a different body. And they go, oh, this was his grunge phase, is what they call it. They made the joke. It was his grunge phase. Leave him alone.
Because they live for aeons and aeons.
Yeah. Only 2 of the Doctors, versions of the Doctor, have died from old age. And one of them, it was a punishment. They rapidly aged him because he broke some rules.
Ah.
It was a Time Lord thing. But, yeah, no, the inside kind of looks boring. And it's another, because, again, you're doing the sticks. This is another snap forward,
What, this?
Yeah.
No. This is going to have a roll the thumbstick that allows you to move.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Because I thought I saw the arc a second ago for him snapping himself.
No, I think that was him grabbing something and he was about to throw it. Because throwing things in VR is either broken wrist or broken TV.
That's why they've got the wrist.
Yeah, even still, you don't know distance between you and the TV. I'm meaning
that's why I'm telling you. Have you ever seen Hackers?
Oh yeah,
ages ago. The guy's got like the thing he's in.
That's
so that
Chris
he's
Evans,
running in it. Oh no, it's not Chris Evans. No, Hackers had Matthew Lillard.
That's it.
He wasn't the main character, but he was in it.
He was in it. Okay.
But the bad guy's playing in this thing, and it's like got a circle around him, and it's got rolly things so that he never leaves the area he's in as he's running around.
The Losers is what I was thinking of, where he plays the hacker.
Yes, yeah, he plays the hacker on The Losers. Years apart.
Oh man, okay, fuck
it's
this
a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game with someone whipping their head around.
Yeah, I like VR. I'm hoping somewhere down the line I get an Oculus Quest because they're only $300 fucking.
Yeah, this is already making me nauseous. Get rid of this.
Okay, be gone. Let's talk about my favorite thing to talk about. Humbuda Bunduda. So
supporting charities. That's your favorite thing.
And supporting charities, yes. So you like worms a lot.
Yes.
You said you own pretty much all the worms.
Just about.
But if you don't have all the worms, you can support charity while doing so. So for $1, you get Worms Original, Worms Blast, Worms Crazy Golf, and Worms Pinball. Down a little further at the average, which is way high because people have been buying the highest one. You get Worms Reloaded, Worms Ultimate Mayhem, Worms Reloaded DLC packs, Worms Reloaded puzzle packs, Forts packs, Time Attack, Retro pack, and the Worms Ultimate Mayhem customization pack. And then all the way at $12, you get Worms Armageddon, which you said it was your favorite.
Yeah, it's I think technically the second in the franchise.
Yeah, and I mean, shit, they're throwing that way down there, so that must mean something. Worms Revolution, Worms Clan Wars, Worms World Party Remastered, and Worms Ultimate Mayhem Multiplayer Pack.
Revolution was okay. They did the whole thing where it's like, you see how like the worms are shaped different?
Yeah.
So it's like the heavy, the brain, so on and so forth. So like there's classes to your worms.
Gotcha.
It was an interesting concept.
And then for $17, you get Worms WMD, which is the second to latest, I believe.
No, it is currently the latest until that new one comes out.
Gotcha. Well, with this one, and then you get 10% off the latest one if you happen to want to pre-order it, and Worms Revolution Season Pass.
And by the way, WMD, Worms of Mass Destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on top of that, it all goes to 2 charities. Innocent Lives Foundation.
This one I don't know anything about. So, we unmask anonymous child predators too. I love it already.
Yeah.
I fucking love it already.
Fucking Batman shit here.
Yes. If you help out those that... this is for computer. This is all for Steam.
Yeah, this is basically when you buy these, they give you Steam codes that you go and claim for each game so you could run it on your computer.
Correct.
Based off what he has, you could run a good chunk of the original Worms games because he's just got a laptop.
Gotcha.
But back to the charities.
And then International Rescue Committee, which I think is pretty much for human trafficking.
So
Maybe.
again, Batman shit.
Batman shit. We're here for this double set of charity. Hopefully you guys support it and us at the same time by using the link that I'm going to throw down into the description of the audio there.
Those.
That.
Partner.
Oh, the other way. My other left.
I was doing it right.
You were doing right. I was.
Right there. Yeah.
Another one we got is some really spooky, scary, bloody manga. PTSD Radio, I've read a few little snippets of. I haven't gone fully into it, but all of these other ones, mystery to me.
Okay, so I got a question because you said it. Manga or manga?
Manga.
Manga?
I call it manga because it's manga. I don't really.
I say manga mostly.
Yeah, but
I don't actually know how it's pronounced. I was just curious.
Oh. But it's got another one of my favorites, Yonimu. They used to do little tiny snippets, but it's about a cat diary, and it's creepy. It's the everyday lives of a couple family, but it does weird and creepy stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, Mac. The support we would get for the humble partner is a little different. So no, you don't have to go and get the games when you're not actually going to play them. Don't worry about doing that. You support us enough by being here.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But this is one way. The coffee is another, and then. But even still, for what was it? I believe I saw $20 bucks.
20 for the biggest.
Helps out the ACLU, which is great, and then one of my favorite charities, Doctors Without Borders. Worldwide doctor help, which is something we're still desperately needing, even in these trying times. But $20 for a lot of really good manga.
Plenty of reading. Sock says Mon, MAHN, like Mon.
Mon
Ga.
Ga.
I like manga best.
Mongo. And then last but not least,
that's the guy from Broken Saddle.
Oh Jesus Christ. And then more comics, more very independent ones, but it is the what is it called? The title is Hot Off the Presses. So these are all new ones from an independent. Do you know Upshot?
No.
Okay, well, this is a whole new studio then, I guess. But they're throwing a whole
bunch. Not knowing it doesn't mean it's a new studio.
Yeah, they're throwing a whole lot of very interesting ones, such as Hotel, and the way it's spelled out is the OT of Hotel is burned out, and then there's a bloody L at the very end. I'm like, okay, they're immediately throwing me into a loop of you're wanting to be super dark, gritty. I like that. Year Zero looks like it's a zombie set. But set in like industrial times. So I'm interested. I'm here for this.
I wouldn't call it industrial.
Well, let's take a quick look at it, shall we?
Be careful.
Huh?
We're on Twitch. Be careful.
We
don't know what it's going to show.
Right. You are right. All right, I'll back out of that. I'll do you one better. Boop. I'll just do this while I go down real quick.
I was trying to look them up, but I'm not coming across anything. So yeah, it seems like they're probably a smaller thing.
Ah, okay. So it's kind of Resident Evil style.
Yeah, it looks more modern.
Yeah.
Decent name.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, I mean, go check it out if you want some horror comics. If you want some horror mangas. There's
also a couple more, such as One Special Day, which is to celebrate a special day and for special effect, which helps out children with disabilities play video games, as well as the World of Warcraft library, which talks about World of Warcraft lore. There is a lot, and I just watched the trailer for Shadowlands.
Even more. What does this one support?
This one supports Call of Duty endorsement, endowment, which helps out those who fight wars veterans trying to get back into everyday society.
Putting them in high quality jobs.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
And I mean, that's powerful enough as it is. $18 gets you the whole thing. Talking about Arthas. And then hopefully it finally tells me why Illidan Stormrage is alive for the 8th time in a row. But that's
because
another
magic.
His body disintegrated. Where did he go?
Because magic.
I don't like that.
Because magic. Hey,
Manga.
Greater Restoration in D&D can bring back a disintegrated person.
No?
Yes.
How?
I don't know. You just have to have the ashes.
Oh. I guess that would work.
If you have the ashes,
It
you
would
can...
be skin cells, I
Yeah.
guess. I would, okay. I would,
We bottled up a friend that eventually we might bring back.
Oh.
Well, we put it in the urn, but essentially we bottled up a friend.
Okay.
So
I don't know. Do you want to talk about
bring us
this?
back?
I know.
Yeah, we can touch on it real quick.
Okay. So I was an okay fan with I Know What You Did Last Summer with the good old hook hand, you know, the Scooby-Doo bullshit. Yeah.
Which is hilarious because it's got Freddie Prinze Jr. and he goes on to play Fred.
Oh yeah.
Scooby-Doo bullshit.
Okay. Well, even still, it had the man in a mask style thing.
Yeah. You know he almost turned down being Fred?
Really?
Yeah, he was worried about playing Fred when his wife was playing Daphne, and she basically told him to shut up and play it.
But even still, he did good. He
Yeah.
did. But I Know What You Did Last Summer gets a TV series that's heading to, guess what? Amazon.
Mhm.
Amazon's doing a lot of really big things.
This is weird to me, though. Like, it had 2 movies. The second one didn't do that great.
I mean, I don't know. As of right now, we need more slasher stuff, because are we getting anything slasher in the next 2 years off your
We're not
time?
really getting anything right now because everything's shut down. But...
Correct. So anything being announced right now seems to be a push forward. And
the new Halloween.
oh,
So that it's a slasher.
it is a slasher. I'll give you that. Okay, you win.
But
Okay.
it's one movie that was supposed to come out this October and it's now been pushed to next year.
But even still, I did ask for the next 2 years.
No.
But even still, I'm okay with it. I will say this is gonna probably do well.
Max says instead of Greater Restoration, we could use super glue to restore someone that's been disintegrated.
I mean, it'll work once.
Just pour the glue in and then mold them. Ignore the bits on your hand.
It's a small little bit. Yeah, just wipe them off. I mean, so they turn out a little bit. It's fine.
What if you put the ashes in a suit of armor and then find a way to
Possess armor?
possess the armor with them? You know, very Metal Gear, not Metal Gear Solid, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Edward. Edward.
She was a good boy.
Another delay.
I haven't told Lauren that one. Okay, Digimon survive.
Digimon.
Digimon Survive. It's an RPG tactic game that has now been delayed until 2021.
That's fine.
The announcement was made on Twitter. The company has already had to delay this once. Originally, it was supposed to come out this year.
Correct. I mean, I'm not. If it needs to, because this one, I guess, is another COVID. Let me double.
I got something for you right here.
Oh.
We had originally planned to launch Digimon Survive in 2020, but current world events,
Yeah.
so COVID, have shifted our development timing, and we had a difficult decision to push Digimon launch to 2021. We thank you all for your continued patience as we work to create a fun and engaging tactical RPG game along with a memorable story for Digimon fans. Spring 2021 will be their next update, so they're saying stay tuned for more information. They'll let us know where the game is in development come spring.
Right. And Mac says in chat, TV series, I Know What You Did, No Last Summer. It does say I Know What You Did Last Summer is gonna be turned into it, so I think it's just gonna remake. It's gonna remake the second movie, maybe.
I think it's just remaking. Well, the original movie is called I Know What You Did Last Summer. And then
I Know What You Did. I Know What You Did Last Summer,
and then the sequel was I Still Know What You Did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was I Know What You Did Last Summer. That was I Still Know What You Did. So
But
I think it's gonna be a full remake. They're gonna hit a guy on the road. It's gonna be the whole thing again.
Thieves can't what?
What?
Thieves can't what?
What? I don't get your joke. Yeah, that was the Twitter post.
Yeah, I know. I added up when you were reading it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I was reading, so I didn't see it.
I kind of want a motorcycle, but at the same time, I don't.
Well, I mean, the way that people drive in this town, it's
Yeah.
risky. I'd rather have airbags.
You're right.
I've got nothing against motorcycles, but I'd rather have airbags because people can't fucking drive.
You're
But the reason why we've got this motorcycle up is, first of all, this is a very special motorcycle because the company that makes it is owned by a very special, breathtaking man.
breathtaking individual.
So this is actually Keanu Reeves' motorcycle company, and it's called ARC. The reason why we're talking about them today is Cyberpunk 2077 has given us some more information. They have signed a deal with Porsche and with Johnny Silverhand star Keanu Reeves to have their vehicles in the game. They did show some players driving in both first and third person perspective. Cars can be stolen or purchased. So it's going to probably play GTA rules on that. They will also be able to summon vehicles from their collection with the press of a button, just like Roach, Geralt's horse.
Oh, yeah.
In The Witcher.
Yeah, okay.
There be economy cars and everything, so there's more affordable. They've got heavy duty cars that are armored, and they're kind of doing all different layers of the car thing. So I feel like they took a big note from how GTA and St. Rose handles cars. Personally, that's how I feel. Every player owned vehicle will be unique, both in the sound and look, is what it seems like.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
We're getting the Porsche 911.
Oh.
Yeah. They're saying the 1977 Porsche 911. And we've seen a van in it, I do believe, in some of the footage. Pull up 1977 one.
Nah. Figure's moving over.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're going for that one.
He's smiling. Quincy, he's smiling.
Now, there's only 23 motorcycles when it comes to ARC, though. So I don't know how many we're getting.
It's fine. Just as long as we get the carbon copy of GTA's five motorcycles total. The 4 originals and then the one that is like the super edition.
Yeah, the special.
Yeah. So. I'm okay with it. But look, he's smiling. Mother, please drive.
And I didn't read the chat before. I'm sorry. I get what he's saying now. I know what you did know last summer. He's saying I know what you did is what the TV show is. There's a punctuation in there. The motorcycles look good.
Motorcycles look good. I'm excited. I'm still excited, even though they keep pushing it back. I'm still.
Well, the game hasn't been pushed this time.
I know, but
They're just working overtime.
I mean, I'm saying in the past it was pushed.
Yeah.
Stupid.
A lot.
But I'm excited for it to be out, so I can take a look at it. Actually, get some actual, hopefully, gameplay in. But I might wait until the new consoles drop before leaning in.
Yeah. Well, you get the upgrade on this one though.
No.
Cyberpunk's doing the upgrade.
I'll still wait.
So you can get it on the current console and it'll upgrade for you.
I'll still wait.
Unless I get it first.
Then
fine. You won't be waiting.
I mean, you're right.
And then Mac in the chat says same year as the one on Commando. I'm not sure. I think he's talking the vehicle. That's not helpful.
That is not helpful.
Yeah, I think he was talking one of the vehicles, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
that's not going to do anything.
That's not going to do us any.
We'll see what he says when he comes back. And then our last news story for the night.
So I've played all the Season 1 Borderlands 3 stuff, and now the second one's been announced with all new stuff. I knew about the skill tree, but I did not know about the extra arms race mode and much more. So hopefully come in the next...
November 10th is when it launches.
Okay, so November 10th is when... Yeah, okay, the designer's cut. So in a month, I'll have all the information to talk about it, but it won't be released until then.
So here's a little bit, though. So it like we said, introduces the new skill trees, and like he mentioned a few other things in there. But part of a package called Designer's Cut will launch November 10th on Google Stadia, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. The second tranche of DLCs is the director's cut planned for spring 2021. 2K Games and Gearbox Software have a series of Twitch live streams scheduled from October 20th to October 30th for announcements. Now, Xbox Series X comes out November. Borderlands 3 launches for Xbox Series X November 10th, and PlayStation on November 12th. Same dates as the consoles themselves. I'm wondering why the PlayStation waited 2 days. Also, all players who own the game on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One will get the upgrade for free. All add-ons and save files from earlier consoles will carry over to the next generation too. And Borderlands 3 on all 4 consoles will have vertical split screen local cooperative play beginning in November too.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, Porsche and Commando. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and that one says it's a 69, so negative Ghost Rider.
Which is interesting considering the movies in the 80s.
Yeah, but old cars existed before then.
Yeah, but I'm wondering why they wouldn't have gone newer.
That's
all I'm wondering.
But I'm glad for this. I'm glad for all of this.
The save file moving over is a big thing, and the free upgrade is a big thing.
Yeah,
that's a lot of respect to your consumer.
Yes, I mean, yeah, having that just be a generalized thing. I'm excited for what is going to be announced on the October 29th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will have the arms race mode, and it says much more. I'm just curious on what that's going to introduce.
If it's not Tiny Tina, I don't care.
She
hasn't showed up in 3, has she?
Yeah.
Has she?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I didn't play enough of 3 to know.
Yeah. She's a little bit further on.
I love her. She's like the best part of 2, honestly.
Goon and I both dislike one of the characters, like, to the degree that she makes the base game bad.
Of 2?
Of 3.
Of 3?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is she mean to Tina? Is that what it is?
No.
She's mean to Tina.
No, she's not. Not directly mean to Tina. She's just very whiny.
Oh.
Yeah, we were not a big fan of her.
It's a shitty planet, and, well, it's a shitty universe.
Yeah.
Shitty planets and shitty people. So I get not being happy, but you don't have to whine about it.
But if you're a street urchin that gets picked up by a siren and then you decide that you're just going to be a shit to be a shit.
Yeah. They should have just stuck with Tina.
They should just stuck with Tina. But everyone comes back. Well, everyone that can come back comes back.
Yeah. I got to finish 2 still, actually.
Oh.
I still haven't finished it. I don't have any of the DLCs.
I shall just do this. Boop.
Or full screen again. Yeah.
With this nice, beautiful camera.
How's the ponytail look? I can't see it on screen.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was got a little bit of fluff. It got a little bit of like that actual fluff that it has.
It was Lauren's idea. She's
like,
yeah.
Long ass hair.
Well, I haven't gotten it cut since before the lockdown started.
Like the look of your cut, G.
All right. So as always, you can find us on our personal Twitters. I'm at Quincey Robertson.
I am at longshot_heroes,
which is also the name of the YouTube channel where you can find our episodes. And then you can find the show at the Real Ugly Mugs. Podcast is in there, right? It's just at the Real Ugly Mugs.
At the Real Ugly Mugs.
We don't put as much up on the Twitter as we do on the Instagram, but the Instagram posts to the Twitter, so you're still getting the same content anyways. You just gotta follow the link.
Yeah, and then our personal ones, we like to reblog and talk about things on our own personals.
Relatively active on. I've got a good rapport going back and forth where Mick Garris makes a comment and then I make something to make him laugh.
Yeah,
and he's a master of horror, so I think I'm funny.
I mean, let's see here. I just blogged something I think yesterday morning.
Oh, you retweeted something that had me laughing for a solid like 10 minutes. It's the page of Garfield gets thrown out a window.
Yeah. So I was like, I only want to reblog one of these or retweet one of these, and I was like, which one would I want to do? And I started scrolling down, and my friend liked that one, and I was like, yeah, I like that one too, and I just threw that one out.
So there's a Twitter page where they have people submit Garfield comics where they've changed the last panel in the comic to the panel of Garfield being thrown out a window, and for some reason, it's fucking hilarious every time.
Oh, it is great.
And I kind of want to come up with my own and submit it because I got a lot of old Garfield books around here.
Fuck this.
You gonna pull one up?
Yeah.
So like I said, too, he's at longshot _ heroes. I'm at Quincey Robertson. But the Instagram page is also the Ugly Mugs Podcast. And then we do have our website, but that's just where you get the RSS feed,
Beep.
which you can also get here.
Beep, beep, boop, beep, beep.
Really?
Oh, I wish I can hear it right now.
Really?
I really wish I can hear it
No.
right now. Boo, beep, 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 boo, doo, 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 doo. Let's go!
All right. What did you want to show? That one.
There
we
it
go.
is. Cat hairs. They're a fact of life. There are cat hairs all over the place. So what are you gonna do about it?
And then him going out a window.
It's Jim Davis, man.
He sold the company, right?
Yeah.
That made me sad. So
And then you'll if you follow me, you'll just have a whole bunch of random nonsense.
really bad memes.
I mean, Boogeyman.
Okay, question. Okay, yeah, I follow Boogeyman too.
Wear your mask.
Question. Are you playing Among Us?
Yeah, I played a couple rounds.
Mobile or PC?
Why? Mobile on PC.
Oh, you BlueStacked it?
I BlueStacked it because my phone can't play it, and I don't want to pay $6.
Fair point. If BlueStacks is free,
Yeah.
shit, I didn't even consider that. The gorilla one confused me. Can you explain the gorilla joke?
It's
You can't explain it, can you?
No. I was about to say it's got something to do with Initial D multi-track drifting, but it's like I can't justify. But there's more Paimon getting cooked, you know.
So this is just a sample of the craziness you get on his. But we're gonna wrap it up
Yes. Cats.
before this comes to a bitter end. That's my pun for the night. All right, bye guys.
Bye, everybody.
Enjoy your spooky month.
Enjoy